Sugianto.
Terima kasih, Pak. Selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, berarti sudah dimasukkan semuanya. Oke.
Good morning. How are you, Bagus?
I'm good today. And how about you? You look very good today.
Thank you. I feel so great and very excited for this event. And you look so fabulous, I think.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I'm very excited too for this first international seminar that we held in our campus, Health Polytechnic of Banjarmasin. How about the participant, ma'am?
Do you know what? The participant is from across country, from another country. We have participant from some country. Okay, I want to say hello to participant. Hello, Thailand.
Hello, Thailand.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Taiwan.
Hello,
Participant
Taiwan.
from Taiwan. Okay. Hello, Vietnam.
Vietnam. Hi.
We have another participant from Germany.
Hello, Germany.
Georgia.
Georgia. Hi.
Mongolia.
And Mongolia. Good morning.
Good morning. Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Hi.
Philippines.
And Philippines.
And the last but not the least is from Indonesia. Hello,
From
Indonesia.
Hi, Indonesia.
Good morning. How are you?
Can we start or?
Okay. Time is run, so we have to start the agenda. Okay.
Kayuh
Baimbai
conquer
COVID-19 globally. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first international seminar for health, research and science, Health Polytechnic, Ministry of Health, Banjarmasin, 2021. We are about to begin our opening ceremony. Before we begin, here we would like to inform a few things to all participants.
The first one, while attending the seminar, you must keep the camera active and the microphone must be muted unless required.
On the Zoom account, please write your name and country. For example, Bagus_Indonesia.
When giving question, participant is required to use the raise hand or write it on the chat room for time.
Attendance and evaluation form will be shared. on chat room, both in Zoom and YouTube channel, there are required for participants to get e-certificate.
And the last one, the participant can also join this seminar on YouTube channel at Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin. This event is supported by HAKLI, Indonesian Association of Environmental Health Experts, PPNI, Indonesian National Nurses Association, IB, Indonesian Midwifery Association, PATELKI, the Indonesian of Medical Laboratory Technologies Association, and the last is PERSAGI, Indonesian Nutritionist Association.
The Honorable Dr. Sugianto, as PLT Kabadan PPSDM, respected speaker from Taiwan, Philippines, and in Indonesia, distinguished guests and delegates, and all participants from all across country.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin this wonderful morning, please enjoy our profile video of Health Polytechnic, Ministry of Health, Banjarmasin.
Banjarmasin Polytechnic of Health is the one of the 38 healthy polytechnic in Indonesia, which is located in the heart of Banjarbaru city. Banjarmasin Polytechnic of Health is an educational institution for health professionals. It aims to procure skilled, capable, professional, and qualified health working in order to support the health service nationwide or even international.
Health Polytechnic, Ministry of Health, Banjarmasin has a vision as a center for moral, professional, and excellent health education. And the mission are: first, conducting moral, professional, and excellent health education. Second, conducting excellent research and training to improve the quality of health education. Third, conducting community service in the health sector based on science, research, and oriented to community needs. Fourth, building an academic community based on organizational culture. First, strengthening a professional and accountable education system. Six, building cross-collaborating network program and sector, both national and international.
Banjarmasin Polytechnic of Health has 6 majors. They are environmental health, midwifery, nutrition. Health analysis. Nursing. Dental care. In order to ensure the consistent development of academic quality, Banjarmasin Polytechnic of Health strives to keep on improving the quality of teaching and learning process as well as education management, which is in accordance with the said education standard. To guarantee the implementation of higher quality education, Banjarmasin Polytechnic of Health have already made an effort to gain the trust from the Ministry of Health to bear the predicate B for higher education, accreditation and predicate A and B for each department as well as management certification of ASO 90001 to 108 up until now. Banjarmasin Polytechnic of Health has integrated library facilities which provides a variety of collections such as module, teaching book or resources, scientific magazine, e-book, repository, accredited national journal, international journal, thesis, and student scientific paper to reinforce the process of education, research, and service to society. To hone Polytechnic students' skill and talent, we also provide them with extracurricular activities, namely pencak silat, volleyball, basketball, futsal, band, vertical rescue, English club, scout, and many others.
Poltekkes Banjarmasin. Moral, profesional, excellent.
Assalamualaikum
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan.
Selamat pagi, Chow Zhang Hao.
Magandang umaga and good morning. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to the opening ceremony of the first international seminar on expanding knowledge in health, higher education, and health services in handling the COVID-19 pandemic. Held Polytechnic of Banjarmasin on 19th of August 2021 at Held Polytechnic of Banjarmasin, South Kalimantan, Indonesia.
First of all, let us introduce ourselves.
My name is Emil Dasari.
And I am Bagus Kurnia Haryadi, and we will be the master of ceremony for this event.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, allow me to inform you all agenda for our today event. The first, opening ceremony. Second, national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Third, welcoming speech. Fourth, keynote speech. Fifth, presentation and discussion. Sixth, closing ceremony.
For the first agenda of this event is opening. Let us open this event by saying Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Now the next agenda, we will sing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya. To all participants, please rise.
Indonesia.
You all may be seated now. Thank you.
For the next agenda is Dua. Let us pray together based on religion altogether. Praying starts. Finish. First of all, on behalf of the committee, I would like to begin by expressing our gratitude and sincere appreciation to the honorable keynote speaker, guest speaker, distinguished guests, and all participants for attending this seminar. To continue with the agenda is a welcoming speech from the Director of Health Polytechnic of Banjarmasin to Dr. Alhaj Mahpola MKes. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang terhormat PLT Kepala Badan PPSDM Kesehatan Republik Indonesia, yang dalam hal ini diwakili oleh Kepala Pusat Sumber Daya Manusia Kesehatan Kementerian Kesehatan Republik Indonesia, Bapak Dr. Sugianto, SPD, MAPPSD. Yang saya hormati para wadir dan seluruh jajaran di lingkungan Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin, dosen dan tenaga pendidikan, serta seluruh peserta seminar internasional yang hadir pada hari ini. Dan tidak lupa kita juga banyak terima kasih kepada narasumber. On this time, I would like to say thank you very much for one, Dr. Kirana Pritasari, MKEI, PLT Kepala Badan PPSDM Kesehatan, Head of the Human Resources of Development and Empowerment Agent of Ministry of Health of the Republic of Indonesia, who has supported this international seminar, yang dalam hal ini diwakili oleh Bapak Dr. Sugianto, SPD MAPPSD, sebagai Head of Center for HRH Education, Ministry of Health, the Republic of Indonesia. The speaker are from Indonesia, Dr. Mela Dwi Andestian, MSc, from Politeknik Kesehatan Kemenkes Banjarmasin, and Dr. Metria Sahadatina, Dr. MKes from the University of Lambung Mangkurat in Banjarmasin. The speaker from Thailand, Tuyen Pandong, PhD, BNSJ, MNSJ, School Nutrition and Health Science, Taipei Medical University, Taipei, Taiwan. Sorry. And the speaker from Philippines, Dr. Maria Elizabeth Coronel Pau, St. Paul University, Philippines. Thank you for being willing to share knowledge for all. Alhamdulillah, segala puji dan syukur kita haturkan kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, karena hanya kehendaknya lah acara internasional seminar tahun 2001 ini dengan tema about COVID-19 issues in Asian countries ini bisa terselenggara dengan lancar. Kepada seluruh peserta, selamat datang. Selamat bergabung di Zoom meeting dalam acara seminar internasional yang diselenggarakan oleh Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin. Bapak Ibu sekalian, serta seluruh peserta seminar, sesuai dengan visi misi Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin, di mana visinya adalah sebagai pusat pendidikan yang bermoral, profesional, dan unggul. Salah satu misi yang dicapai adalah membangun jejaring kerjasama lintas program dan sektor, baik nasional maupun internasional. Maka dengan diselenggarakannya seminar internasional ini merupakan salah satu kegiatan untuk meningkatkan kerjasama dan memperluas jejaring Di samping itu juga untuk meningkatkan kegiatan-kegiatan yang sebelumnya sudah ditandatangani kerjasama MOU antara beberapa perguruan tinggi di luar negeri. Bapak Ibu sekalian, semoga seminar ini bisa diikuti dan bisa menambah informasi, wawasan, dan kita dapat menyikapinya serta berbuat hal yang terbaik berkaitan dengan bagaimana kita mencegah penularan COVID-19 yang sampai ini masih belum berakhir. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada para OP, organisasi profesi, Persagi, Hakli, Persatuan Kesehatan Gigi, IBI, Patalki, Hakli, dan PPNI yang sudah mendukung acara ini dengan memberikan rekomendasi untuk mendapatkan nilai SKP dalam kegiatan ini. Juga terima kasih kepada seluruh rekan-rekan panitia yang sudah mempersiapkan acara ini dengan semangat, dengan sangat baik. Semoga kegiatan kita hari ini dapat berjalan dengan lancar dan bermanfaat. Kepada seluruh peserta seminar, baik kalangan mahasiswa, dosen, tenaga pendidikan, kalangan praktisi, baik di lingkungan Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin maupun dari perguruan lain, baik di Indonesia maupun di luar negeri, baik seperti dari negara Jerman, Georgia, Mongolia, Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam, Sri Lanka maupun dari Filipina, kami ucapkan terima kasih yang banyak atas partisipasinya untuk bisa bergabung mengikuti acara seminar ini. We wish all participants of international seminar have nice seminar and success for all. Thank you very much. Demikian, mohon maaf ada salah dan hilaf dalam penyelenggaraan ini. Saya akhiri, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, sir. It was an inspiring and wonderful welcoming speech from the Director of Health Polytechnic Banjarmasin. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for International Seminar on Health Polytechnic of Banjarmasin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda, we would like to invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Sugianto, to deliver this speech on the seminar all about COVID-19 issues in Asian countries. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Sugianto. The time is yours.
Oke, baik, terima kasih. Good morning everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Kami minta dibantu slide mungkin Bu Andri ya.
Siapa? Ren. Power bank. Sini.
Oke, yang saya hormati Pak Dr. Mapollah, Direktur Politeknik Kesehatan Kementerian Kesehatan Poltekkes Banjarmasin, seluruh jajaran, pembicara seminar Mr. Tuyang Van Dong ya, dari Universitas Kedokteran Taipei, Oke, Bapak Ibu sekalian, mohon maaf agak terganggu. Minta tolong slide barangkali Bu Andri ya. Nah, Bapak Ibu sekalian, jadi di momen yang berbahagia ini, seminar internasional yang pertama yang diselenggarakan oleh Politeknik Kesehatan Banjarmasin, kita coba lihat barangkali Bapak Ibu sekalian kondisi situasi COVID ya secara global ya, maupun yang ada di Indonesia. Di slide berikutnya. Jadi kalau data kita 17 Agustus ya secara global ini ada 207.000 lebih ya kasus yang terkonfirmasi ya, dan ada baru 7 juta maaf ya secara global, cukup besar ya, dan ada kematian 4 juta lebih. Kemudian total vaksin yang sudah diberikan ya ada 4.400.000-an lebih ya di seluruh, mohon maaf 4 miliar ya. Kemudian untuk yang regional Asia, ini jumlah kasusnya ini ada 40 jutaan dengan kematian barangkali sebesar 615.000. Dan khusus ya untuk Indonesia, kita lihat kasus konfirmasi ini hampir lebih dari 3.800.000. Kematian ada 120.000. Ini kita di Indonesia ini termasuk dengan kasus yang nomor 5 ya tertinggi di Asia Pasifik, dan juga imunisasi kita itu juga tertinggi kelima di Asia Pasifik. Jadi ini masih menjadi perhatian kita Bapak Ibu sekalian karena angka ya penularan masih cukup tinggi ya yang ada di Indonesia, baik di Jawa maupun di luar Jawa ya, khususnya barangkali juga di Banjarmasin. Next slide. Bapak Ibu sekalian, jadi beberapa isu ya terkait dengan COVID yang berkembang pada saat pandemi, itu kalau bisa kita petakan ini ada beberapa perspektif ya, ada perspektif klinis, kemudian ada perspektif komunitas, kemudian juga ada perspektif di perguruan tinggi. Jadi kalau kita lihat dari sisi klinis ini yang menjadi concern-nya adalah kurangnya jumlah jenis ya tenaga kesehatan di fasilitas pelayanan kesehatan. Ya sangat terbatas karena memang banyak yang terpapar. Kemudian juga banyak tenaga kesehatan yang meninggal dunia. Masalah klaim rumah sakit dan insentif juga menjadi concern. Kemudian juga kurangnya perlindungan bagi tenaga kesehatan ya, baik dari kekerasan maupun dari penularan penyakit. Kemudian juga perlindungan pribadi yang tidak memadai bagi petugas kesehatan. Sementara dari sisi masyarakat, barangkali memang di isu COVID ini terkait dengan keterbatasan tempat tidur, ya, kemudian juga pasokan oksigen, ya, masyarakat juga masih sulit kadang-kadang mendapatkan informasi yang tepat ya terkait dengan COVID, ya, kadang-kadang masih percaya dengan hoax. Kemudian juga layanan esensial nih terdeteksi ini terabaikan. Kemudian juga peningkatan kesehatan jiwa, maksud saya penderita gangguan jiwa selama pandemi COVID, juga ancaman akibat melemahnya ekonomi masyarakat ya selama pandemi. Dan tentunya ini stunting meningkat, juga kemudian kekerasan terhadap perempuan dan anak ini juga meningkat, termasuk barangkali pernikahan dini ya ini juga meningkat. Kemudian di sisi kampus barangkali kita sudah rasakan semua nih pembelajaran online, kemudian juga praktek klinik ini harus menggunakan protokol yang ketat selain karena biayanya juga mahal, ya. Kemudian juga mendapatkan kasus yang sulit ya di Fasyankes ya. Kemudian kita juga concern bagaimana membentuk sikap attitude ya tenaga kesehatan manakala pembelajaran dilakukan secara daring. Ini beberapa hal ya isu yang berkembang barangkali yang kita alami saat ini, dan itu menjadi perhatian kita semua Bapak Ibu. Nah kemudian Bapak Ibu hadirin yang saya hormati, jadi ada beberapa strategi ya yang dilakukan oleh pemerintah Indonesia ya, oleh Kementerian Kesehatan untuk menghandling ya pandemi ini yang ada. Jadi ada strategi deteksi, kemudian terapi, dan ada bagaimana kita meningkatkan vaksinasi. Ya, jadi dengan deteksi tentunya akan meningkatkan pengujian ya di seluruh Indonesia. Syukur harapannya bisa lebih dari 500.000 yang arahan terakhir ya. Kemudian juga terapi, ini bagaimana meningkatkan pemantauan di Isman ya, yang berpusat, atau kemudian juga memastikan pelayanan tempat tidur, alat kesehatan, oksigen dan seterusnya ya. Dan tentunya tetap terus meningkatkan vaksinasi. Ya, bagaimana kita bisa menjamin ketersediaan vaksin, kemudian juga cold chain, memastikan distribusi vaksin yang memenuhi syarat ya, dan segera ya, sehingga bisa dilakukan oleh pemerintah daerah, dinas kesehatan maupun pihak-pihak yang memang melakukan vaksinasi. Nah, kemudian kita di berikutnya barangkali kalau kita fokus kepada terapeutik ya, jadi beberapa strategi ini dikembangkan ya untuk merespon pandemik. Di antaranya tentunya bagaimana kita bisa meningkatkan terapi kemarin ya yang dihadapi dalam menghadapi lonjakan kasus ya. Jadi misalnya dengan triase, pemisahan pasien COVID-19, ya, instalasi gawat darurat, ya. Pasien dengan gejala sedang dan berat ya, atau kritis ya, dirawat di rumah sakit. Ya. Jadi misalnya kalau kita sortir pasiennya sesak nafas apa tidak, ya, berapa per menit kalau sesek ya, terus kemudian saturasi oksigennya seperti apa, ya, rapid antigennya positif atau negatif dan seterusnya, sehingga bagaimana yang bisa dirawat di rumah sakit dan kemudian mana yang harus isolasi mandiri. Kemudian juga selesai perawatan itu segera ya barangkali yang telah selesai dan dinyatakan sehat atau pulih itu dipulangkan dari rumah sakit. Kemudian juga peningkatan pemantauan rumah sakit oleh dinas kesehatan, ya. Kemudian juga minta bantuan dari jajaran TNI dan Polri, dan yang tidak kalah pentingnya ini adalah implementasi telemedicine, ya, untuk membantu Isman, ya. Kemudian juga menyediakan fasilitas isolasi perawatan ya yang terpusat atau isoter. Kemudian juga pemenuhan oksigen. Kita tahu kemarin Bapak Ibu sekalian pada saat tinggi ya, itu suplai oksigen medis di Pulau Jawa ini hingga 2.000 ton per hari. Ya, itu saja kemarin masih kesulitan. Ya. Kemudian juga prioritas transportasi armada ya untuk distribusi oksigen, kemudian konversi produk oksigen industri menjadi oksigen medis. Kemudian juga pasokan listrik yang stabil, ya, ini untuk oksigen generator dan lain sebagainya. Jadi itu ya beberapa hal yang kemarin ya dilakukan oleh pemerintah dan saat ini juga terus ya dipantau. Jadi hampir setiap hari Kementerian Kesehatan itu melakukan pemantauan terkait kesiapan oksigen, bor rumah sakit, ya perawatan, kesediaan obat dan seterusnya. Ini tiap hari dimonitor oleh Pak Menteri Kesehatan. Nah, kemudian juga untuk strategi vaksinasi slide berikutnya, itu memang kemarin ada beberapa yang menjadi kebijakan dari Kementerian Kesehatan, bagaimana untuk mendorong untuk yang usia lanjut, ya, lansia lah ya begitu. Mereka bisa berpartisipasi karena memang angka partisipasi untuk lansia ini cukup rendah. Kan kemarin sempat dicanangkan gimana sih kalau misalnya siapa saja yang bisa membawa lansia juga nanti akan ikut divaksin. Jadi istilahnya barangkali bring to get one. Jadi mendorong ya untuk percepatan vaksinasi lansia. Kemudian memang masih banyak yang menanyakan tentang side effects ya. Kemudian juga beberapa daerahnya yang memang masih terbatas jumlah vaksinnya, didorong untuk pemenuhan vaksinnya. Kemudian juga akses informasi yang sangat terbatas, ini juga prosedur ya, kemarin itu sudah disederhanakan prosedur untuk pelaksanaan vaksin, sehingga dengan strategi itu harapannya vaksinasi ya itu bisa lebih cepat ya tercapai. Nah ini kalau kita lihat dari surat edaran ini bagaimana strategi untuk meningkatkan coverage ya vaksinasi di slide berikutnya, itu bagaimana kita permudah akses ya vaksinasi ya, yang dulu barangkali 4 meja menjadi mudah ya. Kemudian kalau yang tidak punya KTP ya, sekarang sudah yang penting ada NIK-nya ya. Kemudian bisa dari mana saja, dari seluruh wilayah itu vaksin di mana saja, itu artinya memang mempermudah ya. Kemudian juga memang pemerintah juga mendorong kolaborasi kemarin dengan TNI Polri ya, jadi agar menjangkau di daerah-daerah yang sulit ya untuk bisa ikut vaksinasi. Terus kemudian memang juga membuka pos-pos vaksinasi ya, rumah sakit, politeknik kesehatan barangkali ya, kemudian juga tempat-tempat yang lain didorong ya untuk bisa membuka vaksinasi. Nah, kemudian Bapak Ibu sekalian, kami pada saat ini juga di Kementerian Kesehatan ada transformasi untuk sistem kesehatan ya. Jadi dengan melihat kondisi pandemi ya, terus kemudian bagaimana mengatasi pandemi ini, memang kemudian sistem kesehatan yang ada di kita di Indonesia ini perlu dilakukan transformasi ya. Itu ada 6 pilar ya untuk transformasi kesehatan itu, bagaimana meningkatkan atau transformasi sistem layanan di primer ya, di layanan primer ya. Kemudian juga ini tentunya untuk penguatan promotif ya, preventif ya di primer, kemudian juga penguatan layanan sekunder di rumah sakit ya, peningkatan kapasitas rumah sakit, sarana prasarana SDM ya, ini juga dilakukan transformasi. Kemudian juga transformasi sistem kesehatan ya, keselamatan, keamanan ya, kesehatan lah ya, gitu. Bagaimana kita bisa menjamin bahwa masyarakat itu tetap tercover ya, semuanya tetap aman. Kemudian juga pembiayaan, transformasi sistem pembiayaan, transformasi sistem SDM ya, yang ada di kita barangkali ya. Kemudian juga bagaimana mengembangkan health teknologi informasi ya, jadi transformasi teknologi digital kesehatan. Ini harapannya ini bisa membantu ya, dengan transformasi ini nanti mempermudah akses ya, mempermudah pelayanan dan meningkatkan ketahanan masyarakat. Ini yang menjadi concern dari Kementerian Kesehatan. Nah, kemudian bagaimana peran perguruan tinggi ya? Kita tahu bahwa perguruan tinggi ini berperan penting ya dalam pencegahan dan mitigasi COVID ini. Apa? Karena memang sumber daya di perguruan tinggi ini adalah sumber-sumber daya manusia yang hebat lah gitu ya. Kemudian juga memiliki literasi yang lebih baik lah dibanding dengan masyarakat yang lain. Kemudian juga perguruan tinggi memiliki networking ya, punya jaringan yang luas ya. Kemudian kita menganggap bahwa untuk yang perguruan tinggi orang-orang yang atau institusi yang fast learning atau gampang atau cepat belajar. Situasinya seperti apa, harus adaptasi seperti apa ya. Terus kemudian tentunya di perguruan tinggi juga ada tridharma perguruan tinggi, yang itu pasti akan mendorong bagaimana perguruan tinggi bisa berperan ya dalam menangani pandemi COVID. Nah, ini Bapak Ibu sekalian, perguruan tinggi kemudian juga didorong slide berikutnya ini, bagaimana mewujudkan konsep Health Promoting University atau HPU ya. Ini tentunya kita dorong bagaimana kampus itu bisa menjadi kampus sehat ya. Ada beberapa aspek yang kita coba support atau kita dorong ya, bagaimana ini kuncinya memang bagaimana komitmen dan kebijakan dari pimpinan universitas ya, dari direktur kemudian seluruh pejabat yang ada, ini bagaimana bisa sama-sama bagaimana kita mendorong agar menjadi kampus yang sehat lah kira-kira begitu. Kemudian juga mendorong kegiatan akademik ya, terkait kesehatan melalui tridharma perguruan tinggi tentunya. Kemudian juga meningkatkan kapasitas individu di kampus ya, dosen, tendik dan sampai ke satpam. Bagaimana mereka paham ya tentang kesehatan itu. Kemudian juga menciptakan lingkungan sosial fisik yang mendukung perilaku sehat. Kemudian dan yang tidak kalah penting itu mempromosikan staf dan mahasiswa. Ya, bagaimana kita bisa mengajak ya staf mahasiswa, kemudian mereka juga bisa mengajak masyarakat yang ada di sekitarnya. Ini yang kita dorong dari health promoting university ya, untuk menjadi kampus sehat. Next slide barangkali bisa kita lihat Bapak Ibu sekalian, saya harapkan sekali partisipasi ya dari semua pihak untuk menjadi panutan bagi masyarakat nih, khususnya dalam penanganan pandemi COVID-19 dan mendukung penerapan gaya hidup normal baru ya, termasuk pakai masker, jaga jarak fisik ya, hindari keramaian, cuci tangan pakai sabun secara teratur ya, pola makan sehat dan gizi seimbang, kemudian juga olahraga fisik dan seterusnya. Ini barangkali juga bisa dikembangkan di Health Promoting University sebagai kampus sehat ya, sehingga komunitas ya yang ada di akademika ini bisa sehat, kemudian juga komunitas di sekitar Politeknik Kesehatan ini juga bisa sehat dan bisa mengantisipasi hoax ya, kemudian juga mensupport program-program dari Kementerian Kesehatan. Saya kira barangkali itu yang bisa kami sampaikan ya. Terima kasih pada semuanya yang hadir dan seluruh peserta webinar ya, yang ada di seluruh dunia, baik itu dari Thailand, kemudian dari Taiwan tadi ya, dari Philippines, kemudian juga dari Mongolia, dari beberapa negara yang lain. Ini selamat, sukses ya. Mudah-mudahan ini bermanfaat untuk kita semua, ya bermanfaat untuk Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin dan tentunya untuk masyarakat Indonesia secara luas. Terima kasih dan kami sampaikan mohon maaf Bu PLT tiba-tiba tidak bisa hadir karena beliau dipanggil oleh Pak Menteri Kesehatan ya, untuk ada pertemuan mendadak yang harus hadir. Saya kira demikian dari kami. Terima kasih, sukses selalu. Mudah-mudahan kita semua dilindungi Allah SWT. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. What a valuable speech from Dr. Sugianto. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen.
Sama Paula,
thank you.
Sukses ya, Pak Direktur.
Terima kasih Pak Kapus. Terima kasih dukungannya.
Saya izin ya, barangkali ya.
Oke, terima kasih. Sukses selalu Pak.
Sama-sama.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a break in a few minutes. Please enjoy the video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from
Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin.
Welcome to South Kalimantan.
South Kalimantan has many rivers, so the city has the longest city of thousand rivers. Initially, the floating market was formed in the 14th century before the Banjar Kingdom was founded. This floating market area is part of Banjarmasin River Port. This river port includes several streams. Based on historical record, the floating market is the market that grows naturally because of its position at the confluence of several tributaries, making this area a place of trade. Soto Banjar originated in Banjarmasin city in the southern part of Kalimantan Island. The Soto Banjar tastes unique in its clear flavor of the earth, the aroma of herbs like cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. Sasirangan is typical batik from South Kalimantan. The Sasirangan cloth has various kinds of motif, where these motifs have their own special meaning. In South Kalimantan also have cultural tourist spot in traditional house of Banjar tribe. This house called Rumah Banjar Gajah Balikung. This is the original house building of the tribe in South Kalimantan.
That's all for South Kalimantan Cultural Tour.
Don't forget to visit South Kalimantan.
We are waiting for your coming.
To all participants, we will proceed to the main session of this seminar. The main session of this seminar will be led by the moderator. Let me introduce the moderator for the main session. Our moderator for the first session is Dr. Anggi Setiawati, nurse, MSc. Well, she already finished her study at Airlangga University for nurse and Bachelor of Science in Nursing on 2021. And then she continued her study at Taipei Medical University, Taiwan, for Master of Science in Nursing on 2050. Then she took doctor degree at Airlangga University and graduated on 2020. She is very young and talented in their field of study. Please give a round of applause for our moderator, Dr. Anggi Setiawati. The time is yours.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for the master ceremony for your time. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, first of all, praise to Allah for His blessing so we can all get together in this Zoom seminar with health and without lacking anything. Also, sholawat and greeting for our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I am Anggi, and today I become the moderator of this first session. And firstly, I would like to say thank you for the director of Poltekkes Banjarmasin, Dr. Haji Mapola, as well as the vice directors, and also the honorable committee for inviting me to become the moderator today in this first international seminar. And also, I would like to say thank you for the speakers. So in this first session, we will have two speakers. The first one from Taiwan. Hello, Prof. Tuyen. Good morning. So, and the second one from Indonesia, Prof. Mela. Hello, Prof. Mela, are you with us? Oh, I think she already in Zoom. Okay. Okay, and I would like say welcome to the all participants who join in this international conference. And today's international conference is about COVID-19 issue in ASEAN countries. And as we know that Indonesia has increasing continuously the number of COVID-19. So the best way to deal with this number is we have to learn each other and we have to learn from the expertise. So before the presentation begins, I will remind you that for all participants, if you have some question to the speaker, you can type directly to the chat room Zoom, or maybe you can ask directly after they deliver their speech. Okay, let me invite the first speaker. Wait. Okay, the first speaker is Prof. Tu Yen, and hello. Hello, Prof. Tu Yen. How are you?
Very good.
Yes.
I can start to share my screen, right?
Okay. But please give me a minute. I will read your feedback first.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Tuyen. Okay, he is an assistant professor in School of Nutrition and Health Science, Taipei Medical University, or Taipei Insui, Taiwan. And currently, he is become vice president in ASEAN Health Literacy Association, and as well as chair in Nutrition Health Literacy Interest Group, International Health Literacy Association. And you can find Dr. Tuyen in Scholar or in Scopus since he had so many publications. He already published 36 original research articles and 19 related to health literacy as first author and corresponding author. And also, he became the guest editor in top-tier journal, International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, and a reviewer of 25 international journals. In addition, he had 22 scientific presentations at international conference. And Dr. Tuang already received 14 honorable academic awards from national and international, from Australia, Malaysia, Switzerland, Taiwan, USA, Vietnam, as well as from our country, Indonesia. So currently, he is a PI of a COVID-19 project-related research project, and it's so amazing. He already published 10 scientific articles and a few more coming. So please welcome Prof. Tuyen. The screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Salamat Pagi, Director Mapola, and all the members of the organizing committees for inviting me to join this very insightful and informative international seminars all about the COVID-19 issues in Asian countries. And thank you very much for Health Polytechnics Panjamias, and wish you all success in the future. So today, I would like to share some of the role of health literacy during the COVID-19 pandemic. So as you know, that health literacy is very important. It can help us to control the infodemic. However, during this early stage of the pandemic, health literacy is underestimated around the world. And after that, we advocate, all the health literacy members around the world advocate health literacy in every corner of the world. And you will see these figures. During the COVID-19, we faced with so many misinformation, disinformations, conspiracy, stigma, discriminations, mistrust, and what we say is so many related to infodemics. And the question is whether health literacy can help us to control this infodemics. And this chart I already shared in some social platform that there's more than 50 long-term effects of the COVID-19. Some of them very important that we could mention is about the mental health. So you will see here is the list of very long mental health issues from the fatigue, headache, right? Anxiety, depression, fear, many other long-term effects that will affect a human being. So the question is now again, whether health literacy can contribute to attenuate or eliminate or to relieve some of these effects, right? So I make the question is very early. This paper is published on the Journal of the Clinical Medicines last year, March, where the pandemic is just start. At that time, we just call it an outbreak. But I already have the, push health literacy to advocate that this is very important elements. So this paper is the main message is to emphasize the role of health literacy, which can attenuate the negative impact of the suspected COVID-19 syndrome on the mental health and health quality of life in patients. Right? This is we conducted on patients. And the tool we use that this one is 12 items, and we developed this one in 6 Asian countries, and so we validated in Taiwan, Vietnam, and many other countries later on. So it's very tool and very easy to access and quick access, especially during the pandemic. Right, so for accessing the symptom like COVID-19, we using those symptoms were listed by the BMJ best practice. At that time, last year, during the February and March, it's only 14 symptoms. Right now, they provide more related symptoms. But at that time, we only use 14 items to assess the suspected cases, right? So there's several issues, but I just want to sum up some key messages over here. For example, if people have the suspected COVID-19 syndrome, right, they have more 10 times more likely to have depression, right, and reduce like a quarter of the health-related quality of life. But however, if we add the health literacy in, then we can reduce the depression and also increase the health-related quality of life in the outpatient, in general public, and so. Right. So health literacy is very important to improve our mental health and quality of life. Right. So the next question is that whether now we move to the healthcare workers, right? Right after March last year, then I start to design another study to conduct a study in healthcare workers. So this is healthcare workers. The question is very simple, that whether the healthcare worker definitely have to get involved into COVID-19 response, right? And certainly their mental health and quality of life, change. So over here, we conduct this study, and health literacy can help to reduce anxiety, depression, and so increase the health-related quality of life. Right. So we published this one on BMJ Open end of the last years. Okay. So this study was conducted in 19 hospitals and health centers across the countries, and we have about more than 7,000 participants. Right, again, so you will see here, if people involve, right, if the healthcare worker involved in the COVID-19 response, they have like 12 and 19 times likelihood to get anxiety, and so about 10 times get the depression. And so they also get 5 to 7 or 8 score reduction of health-related quality of life. However, if we add in health literacy, which means if they have better health literacy, it's reduced a lot likelihood of anxiety, depression, and so increase quality of life. So this is very important. Now, we also conducted another analysis on the online survey on healthcare workers. And this one we published on the Journal of the Medical Internet Research, very high impact factors and also ranking. And we asked about whether health literacy can have to increase the adherence to infection prevention and control procedures, and also lifestyle, and also the suspected COVID-19 syndrome in healthcare workers. Right? And this one will analyze in 15 hospitals who take the online survey. Right, so the main finding over here that health literacy, after adjust for many other factors, can increase the adherence to the infection prevention and control procedures, and so improve the dietary intake and also physical activity. Whereas reduce. That's okay. All right, I'm continuing. So it's reduced the likelihood of getting the suspected COVID-19 symptom in the healthcare workers. Right. The next question is, if the people with health condition, right, underlying health condition, with people with the comorbidity, and certainly they likely to have suspected COVID-19 symptom, right? Then whether health literacy can, eliminate or attenuate this negative impact of the underlying health condition on getting the symptom like COVID-19. Right? So we analyzed this one, and we found that if people with the underlying health condition or pre-existing health condition, they have like 14 to 16 times getting the suspected COVID-19 symptom. Very high, right? If you have a pre-existing condition, existing health condition, right? But however, if people with the pre-existing health condition, but they have better health literacy, right, they can reduce, the likelihood of getting suspected COVID-19 syndrome significantly, right? Very, very important, right? So next question is whether health literacy can reduce fear of COVID-19, right? This is trajectory that people fear a lot, right? People fear to go out, people fear to getting the disease and many other things. So we also analyze this one in the medical student, and certainly also another study, but I only share this one. And we conducted this analysis in 8 university around the countries in the medical student. And the key message over here, just ignore the above variables, just focus on health literacy over here. If medical students have better health literacy, they have less fear, right? The score of fear is very low. As compared with the low health literacy, okay? And the last message is that if people fear of COVID-19, whether they change their quality of life, right? Fear, and certainly my quality of life is reduced. However, if we can add the health literacy in, this one can attenuate the negative impact of the fear on the health-related quality of life in patients, right? And if you can see this chart, this is the low quartile, the low. So if you know the Z-score, Right, so this just say low, middle, and high health literacy. Okay, if people with the low health literacy, their quantity of life also reduced by fear increase. But this one, right? So this one is if you have higher health literacy, right? It's less likely to reduce if the fear increase. So there's an interaction between health literacy and fear on the health-related quality of life. Right. So very brief, and I would like to conclude that health literacy can help to reduce fear, anxiety, depression, increase health-related quality of life, and also increase the adherence to the preventive behavior, right? So you have like social distancing, hand washing, mask wearing, and also the other procedure to prevent the COVID-19 transmissions. Increase healthy eating and also physical activity, and reduces the likelihood of getting suspected COVID-19 symptom. So certainly I cannot do it myself. We have a team in 21 hospital and health center, and so 11 university around the country. So with that, thank you very much. I would say terima kasih. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right, so now or later I will happy to receive the questions from the participant.
Okay, so thank you so much for Prof. Tuyen for your interesting topic. However, is it okay if we continue to the next presenter, and then after that we will have Q&A session? Is it okay if you stay with us first?
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we will continue to the next speaker. She is from Indonesia. Halo, Prof. Mela. Halo, Prof. Mela. Are you with us?
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. My speaker was mute. Okay. Hello, Dr. Anggi. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Okay. My sound is clear, isn't it?
Okay, it's clear.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Mela. So today you will deliver the topic about strengthening the community. Please wait. Okay, please wait a minute. So you will deliver the topic about strengthening community immunity in river banks area during pandemic, right? So please, however, give me a minute to read your VT first. Is it okay, right?
Okay, please.
So I will introduce our second speaker. She is from Indonesia. Her name is Dr. Mela, and she got her PhD in nutrition, IPB University, and also she had professional lecturer for food technology and nutrition certified. And also she has many experiences, become international presenter in international seminar, and also the last publication of Dr. Mela is published in Annals of Nutrition and Metabolism Journal, entitled Increase of the Expression of Glucose Transporter 4 by Terbangun Leaf Extract in Hyperglycemic Rage. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Prof. Mela. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Anggi. Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here in front of an enthusiastic audience to join us at the first international seminar on Poltekkes Banjarmasin, which is held on the month of Indonesian independence. Semangat Merdeka! Glad to see you are all healthy and happy, always healthy, so that you can get through this pandemic well. Let me say hello to Professor Tuyen. Thank you for very interesting presentation. I think mental health is very important in dealing with this pandemic. And to complete it, I will discuss from my point of view. Hopefully, there will be time for us to discuss and establish cooperation. I will say hello to Professor Mapola. Thanks to the director and committee for having me to be here as a guest speaker at our proud event. And hello everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Maila. I'm a lecturer at Nutrition Department. On this occasion, I will present you my topic entitled Strengthening Community Immunity in Riverbanks Areas During the Pandemic. Let me share the screen. Thank you. Well, the latest situation of the pandemic. The pandemic situation in Indonesia is still quite tense, with a total of more than 3 million positive cases and more than 100,000 deaths. The Indonesian government publishes even higher mortality data, namely 117,588 people with active cases of more than 300,000 people. Based on data from the 19 COVID data site, the death rate due to COVID in the province of South Kalimantan is 1.5%. However, data from local government shows that the mortality rate is 3%. What is quite reassuring is that the recovery rate has reached almost 80% after being confirmed with COVID. Let's look at data by day. There is still an increase in case and death due to COVID. We hope the situation will be better soon. Let me show you the position of South Kalimantan on the map of Indonesia. We are here in the southeast of the island of Kalimantan or Borneo, the biggest island in Indonesia. Well, let us zoom in on the map. It is bordered by the Makassar Strait in the east, Central Kalimantan in the west and north, the Java Sea in the south, and East Kalimantan in the north. The province also includes the Laut Island, located off the eastern coast of Kalimantan. Other ethnic groups also inhabit the province. South Kalimantan is a province of Indonesia, and it's the smallest province in Kalimantan, the Indonesian territory of Borneo. The provincial capital is Banjarmasin. The province is divided into 11 regencies and 2 cities. The population of South Kalimantan was recorded at 4.07 million, and South Kalimantan is the traditional homeland of the Banjar people. Actually, other ethnic groups also inhabit the province, such as several groups of Dayak, Javanese, Madura, Mandar, Makassar, and Sundanese. For example, I'm Sundanese. Geographically, South Kalimantan is in the southeastern part of the island of Borneo, has a low-lying area in the west and east coast, and a plateau formed by the Meratus Mountains in the middle. South Kalimantan consists of 2 main geographic features, namely the lowland and the highland. Lowland area are mostly in the form of peatlands to swamp, which are rich in biodiversity, sort of freshwater animal. Okay, if Professor Tuyen come to South Kalimantan, we will introduce a variety of delicious dishes from various types of fish. We invite you all to come to South Kalimantan after pandemic soon, inshallah. The area of forest in South Kalimantan, including protected forest, natural forest, permanent production forest, limited production forest, conversion forest, and mangrove forest. And from the forest, some of the natural sources of nutraceutical come from. South Kalimantan is known as the land of 1,000 rivers. It is due to the number of rivers in South Kalimantan. From these rivers, one of the well-known river is the Barito River, whose name is based on the Barito region, which is upstream, including Central Kalimantan, but is often used to name all of the water city to its mouth. At the Java Sea in South Kalimantan, it's called Muara Banjar or Kuara Banjar. That's why most of South Kalimantan is in the rain basin or river bank areas. Let's see the floating market. Barito River is commonly used for buying and selling floating market. In addition, there is also the Martapura River, a tributary of the Barito, which is located in the city of Banjarmasin, and the upper part is the city of Martapura, the capital of Banjar Regency. Regarding the pandemic that has been going on more than a year and a half, we will discuss how to increase immunity from my perspective, nutraceutical. We will discuss some natural ingredients known as nutraceutical, which are available in South Kalimantan, Indonesia, and generally in Southeast Asia. Some of popular nutraceutical potential origin from South Kalimantan that play a role in increasing immunity that I will discuss today are honey, propolis, red ginger, cinnamon, noni, sungkai leaves, and moringa leaves. First, we will discuss bee. We know bees produce various products that are beneficial for human health. There are 7 types of honey producing bees that are popular to their honey or rice in Indonesia. But 5 bees are original Kalimantan, include Apis nikivi, Apis dorsata, Apis florea, Apis serrana, and Apis andainiformis. In addition, in South Kalimantan, there is a type of stingless bee, lebah tanpa sengat, stingless bee, that is popular for its honey and various other products, namely Trigona sp. As we know, honey contains phytochemical component of flavonoid, alkaloid, saponins, and triterpenoid. Honey is a natural energy-rich from glycemic index food with a variety of biological activities. Honey and its compound are drawing attention as an effective natural therapy because its ability to attenuate acute inflammation through enhancing immune response. And honey may be beneficial for patients with COVID-19, which is caused by an enveloped virus SARS-CoV-2 by boosting the host immune system, improving comorbid condition and antiviral activities. Next is propolis. Propolis is a resinous material produced by a honeybee from plant exudate. It is usually obtained from beehives and contain bee product. Bees use propolis to build their hives. Beretta et al. 1919 have proven that propolis is very beneficial in fight COVID-19. Next is red ginger. Red ginger is pretty much produced in South Kalimantan, but red ginger can help to reverse the symptom caused, but not cure COVID-19. The active content of the red ginger enzyme that the activity body's immune system and cellular immune is arginine, one of amino acid. In addition, geranol in red ginger is able to stimulate phagocytic activity and act as an immunomodulator. The anti-inflammatory potential of ginger possesses an effective inhibitory effect on acute and chronic inflammation and suppressive activation of macrophage via anti-inflammatory pathway. Okay, cinnamon. The main content of cinnamon essential oil is cinnamaldehyde and eugenol. Cinnamon has antimicrobial, antifungal, antiviral, antioxidant, anti-tumor, blood pressure lowering, cholesterol and low-fat compound. Cinnamon verum bark extract were found to elicit particularly drastic reduction in activation of the transcription nuclear factor kappa light chain enhancer of activated beta B cell, a key regulator of pro-inflammatory cytokine. These properties are very beneficial in the healing process of COVID-19. Okay, spices like ginger and cinnamon are inexpensive. They are relatively safe to consume. Therefore, their anti-inflammatory property can be exploited to combat the cytokine storm in COVID-19 patients. Okay, next, noni. Morinda citrifolia, Linus. Consists bioactive compounds such as alkaloid, catechin, galactanins, flavonoid, leucoanthocyanin, and vitamin C. Noni has immunostimulatory activity by increases the number of T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte, natural killer cell, and leukocyte in the body. Extract of noni seed have been shown to possess bioactive compound that exhibit antioxidant, antimutagenic, anti-tumor, anti-inflammatory, anti-allergic, antiviral, that is, antifungal, antimicrobial, and anti-carcinogenic properties. Noni has favorable absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion properties, thereby offering scope for validation of the new therapeutic component for their in vitro and in vivo efficacy against the COVID-19 protein. Okay, sungkai leaves. Peronema canescens or sungkai, Indonesian people call sungkai. Sungkai tree is the original plant of Kalimantan, and its leaves are used by the Dayak community as medicine. Sungkai leaves contain bioactive phenolic compound, flavonoid, alkaloids, steroid, tannins, and saponin. Sungkai leaves can increase immunity by stimulating the formation of leukocytes. Okay, but so far there has been no clinical trial of the benefit of sungkai leaves in the treatment of COVID-19. Although it is an origin plant Kalimantan, this plant can also be found in West Sumatra, Bengkulu, Jambi, South Sumatra, and West Java. Sungkai grows on soil that contain enough water, such as on the bank of river, and is seasonally in depth with fresh water. The last one is moringa, Moringa oleifera. Indonesian people call kelor, daun kelor. Moringa oleifera contain bioactive play a role in this where camperol, quercetin, niacinamide, and apigenin. Apigenin has the highest activity against SARS-CoV-2 and Pro, the main protease of COVID-19. Moringa plant has the potential as an immune booster against the SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. One of the research results, moringa leaf drink has the potential as an immune booster against the SARS-CoV-2. The bioactive components are camphero as antiviral, anti-inflammatory, quercetin as antiviral and anti-inflammatory, niacinamide as an immunomodulator, and apigenin as an antiviral and antioxidant. Finally, I try to conclude. One of the steps against COVID-19 is to consume natural ingredients that can increase immunity. In general, various natural ingredients contain bioactive that act as immunomodulators and anti-inflammatory to prevent cytokine storm in COVID-19 patients. Actually, there are still many plants from South Kalimantan that are considered capable of increasing immunity, but there has not been much research as best evidence for the use of these materials in the treatment of COVID-19. Further clinical research is needed to prove the benefit and safety in effort to prevent SARS-CoV-2 infection. That is my presentation about strengthening community immunity from a point of view as a nutraceutical researcher. Of course, we hope that this pandemic will pass soon. Before closing, I have a poem in Bahasa. Are you ready, Dr. Anggi?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay.
Oke, we'll start. Merah putih berkibar di langit biru.
Cakep.
Diterpa hembusan angin berkelebat.
Cakep.
Dirgahayu ke-76 Indonesiaku.
Cakep.
Mari berdoa semoga COVID mereda dan kita tetap sehat.
Amin.
Kayuh Baimbai conquer COVID-19 globally. Stay healthy, stay happy. Thank you. See you. Please, Dr. Anggi.
Okay, thank you so much for your interest presentation. Okay, we will go ahead to the next session. We will have Q&A session. And Dr. Tuyen, Prof. Tuyen and Prof. Mela, all of you still with us, right?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, actually we will have active discussion because some participants want to ask directly to you. So the first one, okay, someone who raised their hand is, okay, Nur Latifa from Indonesia. She will ask to Dr. Tuyen directly, so the time is yours, Miss Nur Latifa. Hello, Miss Nur Latifa.
Okay, hello.
So, okay, you can ask directly to Prof. Tuyen.
Okay, first of all, my name is Nalatifa and I'm a student from Poltekkes Banjarmasin. And I want to ask to Mr. Tian how to get valid information related to health update, especially for the students. Thank you.
Okay,
could you please repeat your question? I didn't get.
Okay. How to get valid information related to health update, especially for the citizen. Is there another way to get it with easier way?
What information?
Is it clear about COVID-19?
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Is it clear?
So is it already clear, Prof. Tuyen?
Okay.
Yeah. We have the screening tool so that people can self-report their symptom, whatever the symptom they have, they can tick on that. Okay, I have cough, I have fevers, and all the others symptom they have. They self-reported. And we collect the data using both platforms, self-administered questionnaire, printed version, and also another is online survey. During the peak of the pandemic, is a nationwide lockdown, we use the online platform. Otherwise, we use the printed questionnaire and we deliver to the patient and also a student and student. They took the online questionnaires, but for the patient we have two types. We have printed version and also we have online version. It depends on whether they want to take by tablet or computer in the clinics, or they just take the printed questionnaire and fill in and return to our research assistant. Yeah, that's clear.
Excuse me, Prof. Tuyen.
Yeah.
I think it's clear. Is it okay if I add the question from her?
Sure.
So actually she asked about how to get the valid information about health. Since in the first slide you show that we get so many hoax, and so we get so many how to call it wrong information related to health, and no one can validate because they can access easily. So how to validate it, the information about health? Do you have any advice about it?
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, thank you.
So certainly now there's so many conspiracy theories and many countries, many other researchers. Certainly I didn't do that, but our research partner already conducted and published so many paper related to the conspiracies, misinformation and disinformation, mistrust, discrimination, and also stigma. And how we can overcome that and how we can control those misinformation. Certainly the government and also authorized organizations have to get involved. For example, Ministry of Health, right? And in Vietnam, we have experienced very successful that the government, Ministry of Health, send all the informations through social media. So there's an official fan page on Facebook channels, and every morning we send the message to the people, right? The government from the prime minister. The message, no one received the prime minister message, right? So during the pandemic, they have that privilege. So the prime minister, because we have a tennis companies, they know they're Viettel and so many other. So they send the message to the people that so this is the official information, right? And we also have another platform with Zalo and so many. So Zalo, everyone have it. I will share on 14 this month. I just earlier last Saturday, we have a platform in Asian country and should share that we very successful that we interact with those key messages. For example, we have 5K, so including the disinfection, mask wearing, social distancing, health declarations, and no gatherings. And we do that by the song, videos, so from the government message. So that will be the officials. So there's no mis and disinformation. Certainly, so to conclude that, to answer the question, the government and so Ministry of Health, just like Ministry of Health in Banjarmasin, should get involved, right? So you have official information.
Okay, I think it was so clear. So the government must involve to solve this issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Nur Latifa, there is no feedback, right? Okay, I will continue to the next session, to the next question, because we are still having active discussion. So the second one, question from, okay, I will call Mentari Salsabila, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you.
So you will ask Miss Prof Tuyen or Prof Mela?
I have a question for Prof Mela.
Oh, Prof Mela, okay. Prof Mela, hello.
Okay, I'm here.
So please, Mentari, Miss Mentari.
Yes, thank you. My name is Mentari Salsabila. I'm from Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin. I have a question. How does the bioactivity mechanism in moringa work when COVID-19 is involved in it? Thank you.
Okay, moringa. Moringa, we call daun kelor, right? Daun kelor.
Yes.
Okay. Daun kelor or moringa has epigenin. Epigenin has the highest activity against SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV-2 and Pro is the main protease of COVID-19. Okay, moringa plant has the potential as an immune booster again. Okay. One of the research results, moringa leaf drink has the potential as an immune booster against the SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19. Other bioactive components are camphor, quercetin, and niacinamide. Okay, but highest activity is epigenetic. Okay, I hope this my explanation is clear. Mentari, thank you.
Yes, it's pretty clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Dr. Anggi.
Okay, I think we still have time, so we will continue the next question from, M. Rizwan from Indonesia. Hello, Mr. Rizwan, are you with us? Hello, Mr. Rizwan. Hello? No? No answer. Hello, Miss Rizwan. I will call you 3 times. Hello, Miss Rizwan. Okay. Okay. I will continue the next question for Miss Yasminda. Mrs. Yasminda, hello, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, so you will have question for Prof. Tuyan or Prof. Mela?
For Prof. Mela.
For Prof. Mela. Okay. Prof. Mela. Okay. Miss Yasminda, please.
Okay. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Yasmin Kawardani, and I'm the student from Poltekkes Banjarmasin. I would like to ask Professor Mela, like what you said before about the benefit of sungkai leaf as an immune booster. So I actually want to ask about how to use the sungkai leaf itself as an immune booster. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Yasminda. All right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for the question. As my explanation, so far there has been no clinical trial of the benefit of sungkai leaf in the treatment of COVID-19 specifically, but empirically the Dayak people consume sungkai leaves as an immune booster by soaking the leaf in hot water and drinking the water. But I do not guarantee that sungkai leaves are effective in the prevention and treatment of COVID-19 because there is no basic evidence yet. Maybe we can research together, but generally as an immune booster, we can use this. Okay, I think it is my explanation is clear.
Okay, so clear. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Yasminda.
We cannot hear you, Angie. You should unmute.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, Prof. Tuyan, we are still having one question for you because the one and the second question already covered in the first question. And this is about how to deal with hoax and misinformation and you already answered it. And we had the last question from Trio Teguh. He said about what is the most important thing to be supported regarding mental health when people are first exposed to COVID-19, and what are the priority steps?
This is the
okay, please,
this is the tough question that the whole world is looking for, right? Looking for the answers. Certainly not the people first exposed to the COVID-19, even the people with the COVID-19 and post-COVID-19, right? And now they struggle with another issues about the vaccine, right? They also have a trouble with the vaccinations and they are fear to get it. And about 30% of people have the hesitancies, and only 70% accept to get the vaccine. You asked about the priority step. So in my analysis, I think first should provide them with the reliable information, right? Don't make them feel like panic and also distrust about the organizations and also all the information they receive, right? So first step would be provide the reliable information, okay? Make them feel that this is what they need to do, right, in the right way, not just only fake news. And also, health literacy also very important that we can detect the fake news, right? And certainly there should be multidisciplinary, multi-sectors to get involved, like media, Ministry of Health, and and also FDA, CDCs, government need to get involved to deal with that. There's social support that we can do, and some country can issue the financial support, so those can be helpful to help people with their mental health to avoid any mental health problem in the futures. For different, for specific group or population, for example, general population, we should have different strategies. For healthcare workers, also very important that they need to get into the pandemic zone, right? To rescue people, to kill people who have the COVID. So we have another specific strategies and also campaign or some intervention to help those healthcare workers who directly take care of the people, right? If the healthcare worker don't feel good and they struggle with their mental health, then certainly they cannot provide the high quality of care for the patient, right? And certainly they have concern about their family members' issues also, right? And leader, we also need to emphasize, right? For example, the school leader, school principals, right? The directors, all of those we need to have certain different intervention, right? From hierarchical approach, multidiscipline approach, and also various approaches, different specific population. The answer is too long, right? But the first step is about the information, right? First step is provide the reliable, trusted information. Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you so much for your answer. I think since we have we have limited time, so we have to end this session. Is it okay, Prof. Melia and Prof. Tuyen? Hello.
We don't want to end, but certainly certainly we need to, right? We have to end this section. And if you have any further question or communication, you can contact me by different platform, email or on ResearchGate, right? Other just communicate.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Later, you, Prof. Tuyen, you have to visit Indonesia, and I have to visit Taiwan again.
Yeah, sure.
To visit you. Okay. Okay. All
Thank
the
you.
participants, thank you so much for your time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the end of this seminar. Before, I would like to take the conclude from what the speaker said. The first one from Prof. Tuyen. We have to take note that health literacy is important for us to promote healthy behavior and improve our physical and mental health. However, the health literacy must reliable and valid. Okay, don't trust too much with the news in the outside. Okay, you have to trust from reliable information. And the second one from Prof. Mela, actually we have several natural ingredients in our region. However, further research is needed because these natural ingredients can boost our immune and can help us to struggle with this virus. Okay, Dr. Meila and Prof. Tuyen, thank you for your time. And I am Anggi. See you.
Please shoot photo.
Oh, take a picture.
Prof. Tuyen, please. Open your camera. We hope we meet soon. Prof. Tuyen.
Sure, certainly. I've been in Indonesia once or twice.
Yeah.
In Bandung and
okay, great.
Bandung and Jakarta.
Oh, okay. So after pandemic,
next time Banjarbaru or Kalimantan.
Yeah.
Khusus Kalimantan. Next time.
Okay, we can take picture. Bisa nggak? Bisa. Okay. Sudah? Finish? Okay. Okay, we finish it. Okay. And please stay with us for a moment because the Master of Ceremony will give a certificate. But I will give back this session to the Master of Ceremony first. And see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank you, everyone. Success.
Stay healthy, Prof. Tuyen. Prof. Mela, stay healthy.
Yay.
Okay, I will give back to the Master of Ceremony.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Anggi as a moderator. Let's give applause for the moderator and our wonderful speaker today. And thank you very much for Prof. Tuyen Van Duong and Dr. Mela Dwi Andrestian. Please remain on your screen as we're about to hand over the certificate as an appreciation for having the time with us all here. Once again, I say thank you for the speaker, Prof. Tuyen Van Duong and Dr. Mela Dwi Andrestian for the incredible and excellent speech for us today. And let's hope we can meet each other again in the next event.
Okay, the first certificate for Dr. Tuyen Van Duong. And the next certificate for Dr. Mela Dwi Andrestian. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a break in a few minutes. Please enjoy the video.
Seiring perkembangan zaman, teknologi dan informasi semakin maju, salah satunya di bidang pendidikan. Perkembangan jaringan informasi yang tersebar di internet pada zaman ini membuktikan bahwa dunia tanpa batas geografis yang mempermudah warga mancanegara berinteraksi dengan dunia global. Akses ke dunia global kian mudah dan efisien dan fleksibel, sehingga mudahnya berkomunikasi antar belahan dunia. Dampak positif yang kita dapatkan dari teknologi informasi komunikasi dalam bidang pendidikan yaitu informasi akan semakin cepat dan mudah diakses untuk kepentingan pendidikan. Inovasi dalam pembelajaran semakin berkembang dengan adanya inovasi e-learning yang semakin memudahkan proses belajar mengajar. Berkembangnya kelas virtual yang tidak mengharuskan sang pendidik dan peserta didik berada dalam satu ruangan. Seperti zaman saat ini, COVID-19 mengharuskan kita stay at home, juga menghindari kerumunan. Dan sistem administrasi pendidikan akan semakin mudah dan lancar. Saat ini banyak variasi teknologi yang bisa digunakan, misalnya virtual learning, Zoom meeting, Google, media sosial, dan masih banyak lainnya. Di mana semua teknologi tersebut akan memberikan manfaat yang sangat banyak jika digunakan secara positif.
Kondisi pandemi COVID-19 menjadikan kami sebagai mahasiswa harus menjalankan proses belajar mengajar secara daring. Banyak aplikasi yang digunakan dosen untuk menyampaikan pembelajaran kepada mahasiswa sehingga dapat menghasilkan SDM kesehatan yang berkualitas dan kompeten. Adapun alat-alat yang dapat digunakan, yang pertama yaitu video conference. Contohnya Zoom, Google Meet, Webex, dan lain-lain sebagai salah satu alat penyampaian materi atau diskusi. Untuk mengukur kehadiran dan kedisiplinan mahasiswa, presensi dalam dunia pendidikan atau perkuliahan sangatlah penting. Akan tetapi, absensi di dunia pendidikan atau perkuliahan masih banyak yang menggunakan sistem yang manual. Dosen masih memanggil satu persatu mahasiswanya untuk kehadiran mahasiswa tersebut. Akan tetapi, di masa saat ini, sistem absensi ini sulit dilakukan. Oleh karena itu, bisa dilakukan secara online.
Mari kita manfaatkan teknologi dalam kegiatan pembelajaran saat ini
untuk mewujudkan sumber daya manusia kesehatan yang berkualitas dan kompeten.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention please. We would like to continue our seminar for today and refer to our next agendas, continuing the main session as the second session of speaker delivering their speech. Please open up your camera before we continue the agenda. For the second session, will be led by the moderator NS Evi Marlinda M.Kep SP Kepan. Mrs. Evi Marlinda graduated from Nursing Academy of Suaka Insan on 1998, and then she continued her study to take the bachelor degree at Gajah Mada University and graduated on 2001. She also has taken the master degree and specialist at Indonesia University and graduated on 2012. She worked as a lecturer at Health Polytechnic of Banjarmasin until now. She is very smart and talented in their field of study. Please give a round of applause for our moderator today, to Mrs. Evi. Now the stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Bagus.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today is very proud of you to lead the session. First, I would like to say thank you for the Director of Polytechnic of Health Banjarmasin, Dr. Haji Mahpola, the Honorable Committee, and the distinguished speaker, and all the participants. I am Nurse Evi Marlinda. I am lecturer at Nursing Department at Polytechnic of Health Banjarmasin. I'm the moderator of today's international seminar for second session. I'm very pleased to see all of you in this Zoom and welcome all of you to this international seminar. I would like to say hello to two participants from Thailand. Hi, hello, Thailand. Hello, Taiwan. Hello, Germany. And all of the participants, I hope you enjoy with this seminar. Good morning, Prof. Maria Elizabeth Bawa. Hello. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm
Good
here.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah,
Okay. How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Give me a minute. I want to introduce your curriculum vitae.
Okay. So I'll be
Yeah.
the next speaker.
Okay. Give Maria Elizabeth Coronel Bawa, RN, RM, MSN, DNE, DNS. She is Associate Dean or Program Coordinator, School of Nursing, St. Paul University. Also, she has a Program Coordinator PhD in Nursing Science at St. Paul University. She got her bachelor degrees as a Bachelor of Science in Nursing on March 1979 and also got her Bachelor of Science in Midwifery on April 2011. I think. She has received her Master Science in Nursing, major in Women's Health, and minor in Diabetes Nursing at St. Paul University on 1995. She has received her Doctor in Nursing Science at St. Paul University on 2011. She also wrote many publications in nursing, and she has been a speaker on many national and international seminars. And if I don't remember, she came to Banjarmasin, yeah.
Yeah, many times already. I
Yes,
think
many
3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is, if not pandemic situation, you have to 4 time. But today we just meet in virtual meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. She also becomes a reviewer of many international journals. Today, she wants to share about the COVID-19 pandemic lecture model and indicators of offline lecture readiness in the Philippines. We are so excited to hear the presentation for the speaker. Please welcome Maria Elizabeth Coronel Bawa. The time is yours.
Thank you so much, Evie. Okay.
Yes, I am Evie.
So, salamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat datang. Terima kasih. First, I would like to thank the organizers of this international seminar. You were, the topic is very interesting. It's all about COVID-19 issues in Asian countries. And my topic is about the pandemic, to discuss the pandemic lecture model and indicators of offline lecture readiness in the Philippines. So may I have the slide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So I would like also to thank Dr. Mayla for facilitating the invitation on my behalf.
Thank you, Dr. Mela.
Slide.
Slide, please.
You're welcome, Dr. Maria.
Give me a minute, please.
Okay, so next slide, please. This is the topic that I will be discussing today. So the outline of presentation, because I have only given 15 minutes. So I'll just give a brief background on the COVID-19 pandemic in the Philippines and its impact of lockdown on higher education here in the country. And then immediately I will proceed with the discussion of seamless learning models using multiple devices as our platform for the delivery of online and offline education here in the country, particularly in nursing and allied health sciences. And then the BOYD, or the bring your own device, for students to facilitate online learning. And then the last will be the indicators of online lecture readiness among students and teachers. Next slide. Next slide, please. So yeah, so everybody was caught unaware of the pandemic in all over the world, and this particular COVID-19 pandemic has changed the world due to the nature of the virus, and it is easily transmitted from one person to another. And this has altered human behaviors, relations, and lifestyles, and had profound impacts on the economic, political, and cultural landscapes of societies across the world. So the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated poverty, discrimination, and inequalities in many parts of the world, not only through how COVID-19 appears to be affecting poorer countries more than the rich, but also as a consequence of the measures taken by states to control the spread of the virus. It has primarily curtailed freedom of movement through the imposition of community quarantine and lockdowns. Next slide. Next. So the Department of Health, after its first case report of COVID-19 in the Philippines, which was acquired through local transmission, our President, Rodrigo Duterte, signed Proclamation number 922 on March 8, 2020, declaring the country under a state of public health emergency. This was to prevent the further spread of the disease and mitigate its effects on communities. So on March 16, the President declared a state of calamity throughout the Philippines for a period of 6 months and imposed an enhanced community quarantine, or ECQ, throughout the islands of Luzon, including Metro Manila. And this ECQ was set to last until April 12. However, because of the surge of infection, it was extended to May 15, 2020. Next slide. So the ECQ instructed all residents to stay at home. So we in the university, we were required to work at home. And it required closure of all non-essential business establishments, including schools and universities. Public transportation facilities, malls and shopping centers, churches, and other faith-based institutions were closed. There were checkpoints that were set up in various parts of Metro Manila and throughout Luzon as a means to control the movement of people throughout the island. In essence, the ECQ meant the suspension of freedom of movement. So from the confines of our homes, teachers and administrators were put to the task of revising and adapting course syllabi and requirements as they shifted to alternative or remote teaching modalities, both synchronous and asynchronous, where students and teachers had access to electronic devices and reliable internet connections. Learning management systems were utilized, such as Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, and other applications like Google Hangouts, Zoom, and Skype. But where students had limited access to computers or unreliable access to the internet, teachers and students used smartphones to exchange messages, notes, and materials through text messaging, email, Facebook Messenger, and Twitter. In some instances, these arrangements become unsustainable, and some universities had to suspend remote or online classes because there is digital divide among students, and they are greatly affected because some of them could not have the access of the teaching learning modalities, and also concerns regarding mental health of both students and teachers have affected most of them. And this was become a reason for us to suspend online classes. Next slide. So what is the impact of the lockdown on higher education? So the universities such as St. Paul University, Philippines, and other tertiary higher education institutions, both private and public, have to adjust to the new situation where face-to-face interaction and mass gatherings are prohibited. We have to stop the students from coming to the school. Face-to-face interaction was not being followed. Hence, we resorted to online classes. So all leading universities and colleges in the Philippines, particularly those affiliated with Asian University, such as the University of the Philippines, Ateneo de Manila, De La Salle University, they found innovative ways to fulfill their three-pronged task of education, research, and service. However, school operations and support service units have to continue. However, we have to make adjustments. Teachers and administrators need to work from home so that school operations will still continue. Next. From the confines of our homes, teachers and administrators were put to the task of revising and adapting course syllabi and requirements as they shifted to alternative or remote teaching modalities, both synchronous and asynchronous. Students and teachers have to access electronic devices and reliable internet connections and utilize LMS such as Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, and other applications like Zoom and Skype. However, students have very limited access to computers or they have unreliable access to internet connection. So therefore, teachers and students have to adjust and they have to utilize their smartphones so that they can continue communicating with one another. Next slide. In some instances, these arrangements became unsustainable, and some universities have to suspend remote or online classes because of the uneven socioeconomic status of students, because they were affected in accessing modalities of learning. Also, concerns regarding mental health of both students and teachers affected by the uncertainty became another reason to suspend online classes. Next slide. So therefore, higher education institutions who are involved in enhancing the capabilities and competencies of the members of the academy, professional groups, and the general public need to share their knowledge, skills, and expertise on relevant topics. Training activities and mentoring sessions and webinars were organized by various colleges and universities in the Philippines using Zoom and Skype to do online teaching. Topics covered in these activities include online teaching, biosafety, COVID-19 and emerging infectious diseases, and psychosocial first aid and support for students and faculty. Students, teachers, and staff and alumni initiated various projects and activities to solicit and extend support and resources to ensure the safety of healthcare workers. Next slide. So we have this bayanihan spirit in the Philippines because we recognize the importance of continuing education, research, and service functions among HEIs in the Philippines. And we have seen our hands full in responding to the challenges given by the COVID-19 pandemic. So therefore, collectively, all community in the educational system have to mobilize every typical Filipino. So this is part of our culture, the bayanihan spirit that we usually do in times of crisis and emergencies, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, wherein we demonstrated camaraderie and cooperation in the different sectors of the higher education institutions during the current COVID-19 crisis. So because of this unprecedented challenge brought about by COVID-19, most educational systems have to adopt alternatives to face-to-face teaching and learning. And from face-to-face, we have to do flexible learning and online or blending learning modes so that we can continue in our passion to educate our Filipino students. Next slide. So to curb the spread of COVID-19, the government have to adjust and adapt and employ quarantine protocols and temporarily shut down educational institutions. So as a consequence, more than 1 billion learners have been affected. And among this number are over 28 million Filipino learners across academic levels who have to stay at home and comply with the government's quarantine measures. Next slide. So we came up with different hybrid models of education because millions of learners were affected and there were a lot of educational institutions who have to close due to the pandemic. This resulted in the largest online movement in the history of education. So we have seen the sudden shift away from doing classroom interactions in many parts of the country and the globe. And the universities have to rapidly shift to virtual and digital strategies. And many believe that the adoption of online distance learning will persist after the pandemic. So therefore, a lot of hybrid models of education have emerged. And given the problem or issue of digital divide, we have to create new educational paradigms, new shifts in education and approaches so that we can address the widening equality gaps of digital divide. Next slide, please. So first, we have the distance learning model. So distance education is broadly characterized as any form of learning experience where the learner and the instructor are physically separated from each other, not only by place, but also by time. Distance education is a way of providing learning opportunities to every learner, whatever their circumstances might be. This means that distance education may extend access to education through distribution and economies of scale. Next. So moving to seamless learning, no? So this is another strategy or model that we have utilized. So this is a model for learning using digital technologies or multiple devices. Since we are familiar with mobile technologies, so it has become very popular among all kinds of people. So it has become popular, personal, and robust. The ubiquity of connected mobile devices influences how education takes place. So most of us are using smartphones, and we have a connection in the internet that can generate and discuss information, images, ideas, and opinions. So the availability of these technologies have enabled students and teachers to move seamlessly in different learning settings. And therefore, students and educators need to keep abreast of digital literacy. Because if you are not literate in terms of using digital technologies, you cannot cope up, and you will be ending up so depressed because you cannot understand or you cannot utilize and implement the utilization of these mobile technologies using seamless learning. Next slide. So this is the crane model here that that you can see in the slide. So it was Wong who defined seamless learning as when a person experiences a continuity of learning and consciously bridges the multifaceted learning efforts across a combination of location, times, technologies, or social setting. So you could see here we have the device aspect, the learner aspect, and the social aspect or the environment interacting with the mobile learning. So the students, wherever they are, remain curious in a variety of scenarios, and they can switch from one scenario to another easily and very quickly using their personal device as the mediator. Okay, so these learning scenarios can take place in classes, at home, at work, even outdoors, even face-to-face or online. So that is seamless learning. So seamless learning can take place even without the use of technologies. Electronic devices and connectivity play an important role in maintaining learning across settings. Next slide. So this is the crane model. So the distance education model. So the main thrust is to bring education to those who are unreachable, under-resourced, less privileged, and inaccessible. So distance education reaches out to as many students wherever they live or they wish to study. Okay, so this kind of flexibility gives students more freedom to actively participate in learning. So even if they are separated from their instructors by space and time, they can still learn. So this form of education cannot be limited to online learning. So these students can use cell phones and SMS, texting to facilitate learning, and other non-internet-based media. Next. Okay, so I think I will skip this because I have already discussed seamless learning. So many universities like St. Paul University have utilized this seamless learning model. Next slide. So we resorted to remote online learning, as I have mentioned, using synchronous online classes and then continue asynchronous online learning with the pace at the own pace of students and teachers. And then even the grading system has become flexible, and even how we do assessments. So many universities in Metro Manila, like St. Paul University, continued to use online classes while we still have the COVID-19 pandemic. Next slide. Okay, so because the Secretary of Education has mentioned that education must continue even in times of crisis, whether it may be a calamity, quarantine, or even war. So we have to continue. So the CHED, or the Commission on Higher Education, advise higher education institutions to continue the deployment of available flexible learning and other alternative modes of delivery in lieu of on-campus learning. Next slide. So that we resorted to open distance education in the Philippines. So this is very popular. So we utilize different internet-capable devices to participate in seamless learning. We utilize blended online and offline learning strategies using multiple devices. Of course, the synchronous and asynchronous teaching modalities, broadcast pre-recorded lecture videos on YouTube, and then the bring your own device by students, so that they can use their own technologies while they're using their own services and connection in the internet. Next slide. Okay, so we have the flexible learning model. So this is more encompassing than online learning because it requires internet access, which is flexible, and but you does not necessarily require connectivity, because the modules are being delivered to the homes of the students. So it focuses more on the design and delivery of program, courses, and learning interventions to address the unique needs of our students. So it has three approaches or methods. We deliver printed modules to students. We have an online education platform developed by DepEd to support alternative modes of learning, and the delivery of lessons or self-learning modules via radio and television. Next slide. So we have the REACH. So this one was adopted by De La Salle University. So it is called Remote Engaged Approach for Connectivity or in Higher Education, using online, synchronous, and asynchronous modalities, blending of online and face-to-face or face-to-face classes among teachers and students. Next. We also have the Adaptive Design for Learning, or the ADL. So it utilizes different modes of delivery like online, blended, face-to-face. And it is uniquely designed to suit faculty style and respond to learners' needs and context. However, the materials or the curricula has to be adjusted. Next. Okay, so we have the LMS. So we use this at St. Paul University, Philippines. We are using Zoom, MS Teams, Google Meet, and other forms of LMS. And we have a special learning management system that was developed by the IT department, which is exclusively by the university. Next. So the university virtual learning environment was being used by the UP, Manila, and Diliman. So this is how they develop, they also have shifted to blended learning. So they also have the Open University. So that's what they use, to deliver open learning at UP University. Next. So at St. Paul University, we develop distance learning. So we are using flexible learning model. As I've mentioned, MS Teams platform like Google Meet, Zoom Cloud, and Canvas. We have blended learning, and we utilize additional platforms like Lecturio application to complement lectures in the health science courses and the School of Medicine. Next. So there is another directive by CHED, so that by December 2020, we started with the limited face-to-face classes, especially for the health science courses, because we cannot afford to utilize only online learning, but we have also to limit face-to-face classes with our students, especially in the teaching of competencies and skills in the health science courses. So the schedule of classes are not conducted on a full week schedule, but it will be given staggered or on an intermittent schedule. And of course, there is reduced class size to allow proper physical distancing within the classrooms. Next. Okay, so this is very popular, mobile learning. So we call it M-learning, using mobile applications to access e-learning courses, whether online, blended, and other multi-device application. In this way, the rhythm adapts to the needs and possibilities of each student. Next slide. So I think I have discussed this, the use of multi-device learning framework, when I discussed earlier about seamless learning. So it is composed of three aspects, like multiple devices, locations, and learning activities. Okay, next slide. So this is the model, the M-learning model that we are using in the Philippines, which is called the Kirkpatrick's model of training evaluation. So we have to evaluate, we have to assess the effectiveness of all the models that we have used. Next slide. Okay, and then the readiness for distance learning. We have several assessment models that we can use in order to check the effectiveness of online learning or distance learning education among students and faculty. Next slide. I think I have the last one. Okay, so we have research conducted on the e-learning readiness assessment here in the Philippines. Next slide. Okay, next slide. I think. Okay, so how ready are we in Philippines using distance learning? I think we are ready. However, there are also a lot of issues and challenges that we have to face. And one of the problem is using the internet. There is no internet connection in some far-flung places in the Philippines, and there is bandwidth limitation. However, because of the flexible learning plan, we were able to deliver some school packets among students on a weekly basis. And this would also provide us the in minimizing the risk of spreading the coronavirus. Next slide. I think that is the last, okay, because my time is up. May I have the conclusion? Okay, so COVID-19 has dramatically reshaped the way global education is delivered, and millions of learners were affected by educational institution closures due to the pandemic, which resulted in the largest online movement in the history of education. With this sudden shift away from classrooms in many parts of the globe, universities have to rapidly shift to virtual and digital strategies. And many believe that the adoption of online distance learning will persist after the pandemic. And we have to utilize new hybrid models of education. And given the digital divide issue, we have to come up with new shifts in education approaches so that we could widen equality gaps in terms of education. So that would be the last. Thank you so much. Terima kasih.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Elizabeth. This is the interesting presentation for us, especially for the teacher or lecturer and the administrator maybe. Okay, thank you so much for your interesting presentation. Is my voice is clear? It's clear? Okay, thank you. Okay. I remind to all the participants, we still have one speaker. After each speaker deliver the material about 20 minutes, there will be question and answer sessions. And please type your question in the chat room Zoom or YouTube with the format name underscore hometown underscore question for who underscore question. Or you can ask our speaker directly by raise your hand. And let's do the other speakers. Our second speaker today is Dr. Maitria Sahadatina Noor, Dr. MKes. Hello, Dr. Maitria.
Hi, Nurse Sophie.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I hope you are healthy.
Yes, yeah, we hope you stay healthy and safe. Okay, today Dr. Maitria will be presentation, but give me a minute. I'll read this curriculum vitae. She is a lecturer, and also she is a Secretary of Master of Public Health Science Medical Faculty of University of Lambung Mangkurat, the head of the Quality Assurance Unit for the Master of Public Health Study Program, Medical Faculty of ULM. She got her bachelor degree at University Lambung Mangkurat, Banjarbaru on 2005, and she got her master degree and doctoral degree at University Airlangga, Surabaya. She wrote many publications, about 19 articles, international journal, and about 24 journal. She has been a speaker about 16 national and international seminars. Dr. Maitreya has received 5 recognitions, and she wrote 13 books already. Very proud of you, Dr. Maitreya. She got 14 intellectual property rights. Today, she wants to share about COVID-19 Alert Campus. We are so excited to hear your presentation, Dr. Maitreya. Please welcome Dr. Maitreya Sahadatina Noor. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Nurse Evi, as our moderator today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, in this international seminar. I hope my voice is clear there, Nurse Evi.
Yes, your voice is clear.
Okay, thank you very much. To be my honor being invited speaker here. Thank you very much for the committee to invite me as the speaker today. This is a wonderful international seminar for me about global issue in COVID-19. This is our international issue, not only in our country, but also in countries in the world. Okay, maybe I will share about COVID-19 Alert Campus. I will share the screen.
Yes, please.
Already seen, Nurse Evi?
Yes, your screen is seen.
Okay, today I will share about COVID-19 Alert Campus. From our keynote speaker, he already explained about health promoting university. So this is also a part of my presentation now. So we can share about how the campus in COVID-19 pandemic. Before we know about the campus alert in COVID-19, we must know about the COVID-19 itself. COVID-19 is the illness caused by the new type of coronavirus. So this is new virus and a new disease for all of us. There are many research that already done to know about the disease, about prevention, about treatment, and also about the policy. The signs, some of the signs are shortness of breath, and then loss of mobility, chest pain, fever, cough, tired, and the most popular is loss of taste or smell. And then other common signs and symptoms are also sore throat, gastrointestinal or diarrhea, headache, ache and pains, and also irritated eyes. So there are some signs and symptoms of COVID-19. This is based of our awareness that should be known by all of the family of the campus. This is data of Indonesia. I take from 16 August. The case still increase, but also the recovery rate also increase. But the recovery rate is show about the treatment from health services, but the positive rate show about our prevention in community. Because the positive still increase, so our prevention should be increased also to make our positivity rate decrease at later time. This is from South Kalimantan. In South Kalimantan, positivity rate still increase and also the recovery rate also increase, but still the case show the increasing, and we still not find a lower case of this COVID-19 in South Kalimantan. This is how the virus spreads. Direct spread with cough or sneezing or talking, and also indirect spread by touching hand or some things that used by public people. And then after we know how the virus spreads, so we can protect ourselves by using masks, keep in distance, and then washing hands, and also keep cleaning our environment. This is also a basic knowledge for campus to be COVID-19 alert. Now, how risk of offline learning in campus in this time or in this pandemic time? First risk is transmission of the virus. If we do offline learning without health protocol, so the risk is higher of transmission. And then the second, if we do offline learning, we should know about the behavior of the people about health protocol. Because if we haven't given the education about health protocol, so it is the risk to do offline learning in our campus. So all of us, including the guests in our campus, should do health protocol. And then the third risk of online learning is about the question, is all of the people in campus already had their vaccine or not? So if all of the family of the campus already had vaccination of COVID-19, it's more safe to do an activity, but also still in the health protocol. And then the fourth risk of offline learning is about the mobility of the people. Because in campus comes from many regions, many areas. So they have mobility to the campus. This is our consideration if we want to have offline learning in campus. This is the strategy of health promoting university. We should have policy from the leader of campus, the policy about learning, online or offline learning with health protocol, the policy about how we make the environment, new environment in campus to do health protocol. And then the second strategy is about how we make the healthy students and staff. Students, also the lecturers and other staff should be healthy if we want to have activities in campus. And then social and physical environment to do health behavior. We can give many educations in some medias in campus to give information about health protocol, or we can also do some volunteers in online educator to give an information about health behavior or health protocol. And then the strategy is every activities in campus should have health protocol, including the screening. Next, we should have the capacity to make the people in campus to live in health. This is about the health university. If we can do everything about this, so our campus will go to the healthy promoting university. In health promoting university, we should have COVID-19 task force also in campus. So what is the function of COVID-19 task force in campus? This task force is for planning, coordination, and doing some COVID-19 prevention in campus, and then preparing facilities to prevent COVID-19 in campus, observing the COVID-19 prevention in campus. So how the using of the mask, washing hands, and then about the number of staffs or students that should be present in campus. That is the observation of the COVID-19 task force. And then reporting the prevention activities to steering committee or advisor of our campus. The important thing also, have a network with stakeholders, maybe also profession association or government. So we should have the network for the stakeholders. And then the recruitment of volunteers. Volunteers can be online educators from students or from staffs that can manage or help the prevention in campus. In our faculty, we ever train many students to have and to be non-line educators, so they can give promotion to the community and also being a role model in their own campus. This is the instruments for COVID-19 task force that they should have in the campus. First, have website to giving information about online learning or also offline learning. So the information is complete in the website. And then have a routine schedule for screening for students and also for the staffs. So the screening is a prevention, and also it can be a task from COVID-19 task force that can decrease the transmission. So if we find positive COVID-19, we should ask them to have self-quarantine. So it is decreasing the transmission. The third, COVID-19 task force in campus should have hotline for medical and psychology consultation. This can be online or offline. Online is preferred to be because everyone can access in everywhere. So we can ask help from medical consultation, and also we can have psychology consultation, because in this pandemic time, there are a burden about physical or medical health and also mental health. So we can help in this psychology consultation. The fourth thing that task force should have, education media for COVID-19. Maybe we can make a banner in front of the office, in front of the classroom, to remind everyone to use mask, wash hand, and also keep distance. And then coordination with local mass media instead of newspaper, television, and also another mass media. And coordination profession association, nursing association, doctor association, or maybe other association that can we connect to have networking with them to give education for everybody in community. This is who is the risk population who can be infected in our campus. First, the community near our campus, and then also the leader, the manager, the lecturers, the staffs, the students, and then if we have a boarding house of the students, so this is a risk too. And then the health facility, if campus have a health facility, and laboratory staff, contractor, if there's a renovation in our campus, and then canteen, gas, and also the family of the people in this campus. These are the risk population that can be infected in campus. So we should take care of them to be healthy always and then decrease the transmission, not only in campus, but also at home and also at the time they're traveling from home to the campus. And this is the adaptation to live in pandemic of COVID-19. Campus should have a standard to inform and do health protocol, and then adequate facilities, including a place to wash hands, the component of classroom, and also the budget to have scheduled screening. Campus also should support and activate everything to increase staff's and students' immunity. Can be supplements or nutrition, food, and also exercise, everything that can increase the immunity. And then facilitate healthy food in campus if we have a canteen or also a catering of the food for the staffs or the students, especially in boarding house campus. And don't forget to give education media for health behavior, so everyone should know about the right health behavior in pandemic COVID-19. This is the facilities in COVID-19 alert campus. The first, clean toilet, because toilet will be used by many people. This is a public things that can be used and can be a source of transmission if it is not clean. So we should have a clean toilet. And then wash hand facilities, including the shops, and then disinfectant liquid, and also the stuffs to spray this disinfectant. And also networking to health facilities, polyclinic, public health center, or hospital. So campus can report if there are some cases in the campus, we know where to inform for. And then we should make our campus area must be worn to always use face mask. So there is nobody permitted to take off their mask. And then we should have thermal gun before everybody enter to the campus, should be checked about the temperature. And we should have normal temperature people that permitted to enter to our campus. And next facilities is a policy from the campus, policy to have health protocol, policy to have a screening, policy to have the task force of the campus. And then some the important things are about people who have comorbid diseases that have a risk to easily transmitted from COVID-19. It's hypertension, obesity, diabetes mellitus. So people who have these diseases should be observed by the health surveyor. This is the adaptation. Before pandemic, we have more than 50 students in a class and then less number of hand washing facilities. Maybe also less ventilation of our rooms. But now we should have a very good ventilations and then a place or facility to have hand wash. And then the distance from among the students, 1.5 meters to 2 meters among the students. So the campus facility should have open space facilities, and it's supposed to use stairs then lift, because in stairs the risk of transmission is less than if we use lift for the transportation from first floor to second floor or to the third floor. This is a new adaptation. How if we have offline meeting or offline learning, in pandemic COVID-19. This is new lifestyle in COVID-19 alert campus. Wash hands with 6 steps for 20 seconds, because if our way to wash hands is not complete or is not good, so the virus on our hands cannot be killed. So we should have 6 steps, and then the duration is for about 20 seconds. And then should consume good nutrition, regular exercise, no smoking, and increase for health literations, because we should block the hoax of COVID-19. So the big family of campus should have a good and a right literation about COVID-19. So if we can explain to community around campus, we can explain to internal campus about the right news or the right procedure, the right standard of COVID-19 alert campus. This is the decision from Health Ministry and also a Religion Ministry, Education Ministry about offline learning in pandemic of coronavirus. The consideration is about how our learning process in pandemic of COVID-19. The first, we can do offline learning in limited process with health protocol, or we can do online learning. This is depend to the policy of the campus and also the consideration of COVID-19 task force recommendation in our region, our city, or our province. The second, all of the family in campus already vaccinated. The students, managers, the leaders, the lecturers, all of the staffs, the family of the canteen, boarding house, everyone already vaccinated. And the next, parents' consideration. So if we want to have offline learning, hybrid offline learning, or combination offline and online, we should have parents' consideration, because this is the risk that we have to take in pandemic time. Campus already prepare COVID-19 task force first before there is an offline meeting or an offline learning process. Have standard procedure how to make or how to take the offline learning, and also have complete facilities. Learning process, we cannot take directly 100% to have offline learning. We should have transition phase. So the first time, maybe we only have 50%, and we have a schedule to make the students, especially for skill, practice, and then profession students, we should have meet the patient, we should have do the skill with mannequin. That is why we take only 50% first, and then we can do 100% if there is a good health protocol and then schedule system, because the capacity of the room is only 50%, so we have many schedule systems there. In campus, maybe 100 students in one class, so we cannot do the skill directly 100. Maybe only 25 in the first time, and then after some hours, the second 25 students, and then until 100 students. Room, we should have distance among students about 1.5 to 2 meters among students. So in laboratory, in skills room, or our meeting room, we should have the distance. And number of the days in offline room, offline learning, this is the consideration of campus leader based on the consideration of COVID-19 campus task force and also the COVID-19 task force in Regency, city, or the province. And how about the health protocol? Everybody should use 3-layer mask with the right way. Close, nose, mouth, and then CDC or Health Ministry ask now to have 2 masks, double masking. Yeah, the first mask is medical mask, and then the outside is a clothing mask. This is the double masking in this new era of COVID-19 pandemic. And then the health protocol should wash hands before and after going from our campus. Still keep in distance, and then we have the right way while sneezing or coughing. So we close with mask and also close with not with our hand, because if close our mouth while sneezing or coughing with hands, the virus can be on our hands. So we should wash our hands before touch our eyes, our nose, or our mouth. And then we should prepare about health status of people. This is about healthy people that should be permitted to enter our campus, or somebody with control comorbid diseases and no sign of COVID-19. So if there is sign of COVID-19 like fever, cough, and then influenza, so we ask them to have work from home or learning from home. So we should not permit it for them to enter our campus in not health condition. If canteen in the transition phase time, it is not permitted to open. And then in new adaptation, we can permit it to open the canteen with protocol, health protocol, and then not eat in the canteen. So we just take away the food and then eat the food in a safe room. So it is more safe because we don't open our mask in other people area. And then exercise or students activities or students social activities not permitted in our transition time, but it can be permitted after the condition better, also with health protocol. And then we prefer to make hybrid online or offline meeting for the students activities. And then this is health protocol in campus before learning starting and after learning stop. Before learning, we should disinfection all of the facilities, the room, and then the public stops, public things. We should disinfect all of the facility. And then check the soap, the water, so everybody can wash hands well. And then disinfectant liquid, hand sanitizer. This is the requirements to complete before learning start. And then prepare the mask. So if somebody have a dirty mask, we should ask to change their mask with the clean one. And then check thermogun, check the temperature of the people before entering the campus. Evaluation about the COVID-19 signs. So if there are some signs of COVID-19, so we ask them to work from home, to learn from home, and then have the screening of the COVID-19. After learning, we also disinfection all of the facilities again, because we will use the facilities again tomorrow or the next time. So this is, we should make sure the facilities already clean, already disinfected, so we can use again to another activities. check again about the soap, water, disinfectant liquid, and hand sanitizer for the next meeting, and then check the rest of the mask. The mask from the campus should be ready always, because sometimes people use mask and then broken. So we have another or a good mask that can wear by the people. Check the thermogun, the battery, the function, so we can use again in the next meeting.
Dr.
This,
Maitreya,
yes?
time is up. Time is up.
Oh, okay. Some explanations maybe. This is about the health protocol before going and then trip to the campus, and before entering campus. We still keep while learning, after learning, going home and arrive at home. And this is the education. Keep using mask, wash your hands well and with a proper time, and then keep in distance. Maybe that's all for our explanation. Thank you very much. Your time, Nurse Evi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maitreya, for giving us interesting presentation. Okay. Hello, participant. Are you with us now? Okay. There is a lecturer wants to give a question, maybe Mr. Julfikar. Can you unmute? Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Julfikar.
Good afternoon, Miss Evi.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too? Mr. Julfikar want to give the question for the speaker.
Both
Please,
of maybe.
please give me a question directly. Yes.
Thank you, moderator. I'd like to ask to Mrs. Dr. Maria and Dr. Maitreya maybe, because my question is related to both of presenters. So I agree that the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the patterns and methods of learning in our university. Also, many health education institutions conduct methods which are considered effective and efficient, such as online learning, both synchronously or asynchronously. However, in different cases, like what we did at the Poltekkes Banjarmasin, I'd like to tell you our condition. You know, we are a vocational education where 70% or more learning are practical. I think online learning or distant learning is not effective for us, because I think the practical learning cannot be implemented or represented through online learning, such as online seminars, simulation, demonstration, either directly or indirectly, such as video, etc. But actually, for theory learning, we have implemented it through various internet-based media, such as Moodle, Zoom, Canvas, WA, and so on. But for practical learning, I think there is no other way, at least in my opinion. We have to continue to do it face-to-face, because this is related to our learning outcome and graduate competence. Therefore, we have been still using conventional or traditional learning methods where students come to our campus to carry out practice, doing their skill under the supervision of the lecturer. But of course, by implementing strict health protocols, such as washing hands, wearing masks and face shield, maintaining distance, and limiting the number of practicum participants to only 8 until 10 people. Sorry, it was before we had level 4 status. Now in Banjarbaru, we had level 4. And now we have stopped all the offline learning activities. My question is simple. Is there a better way to solve this problem? Because I saw slide of Mrs. Dr. Marian, slide number 24, 25, or 26, yeah. Limited face-to-face classes for some courses by CHID.
Yeah.
Yes. I think this is my question. Thank you.
Thank you for that very interesting question, because I think we have the same dilemma, we have the same problem. How about the practical skills of our students? How can we teach them the competencies if we do not, if they do not see the competency or the skill being demonstrated or being practiced in the hospital? Okay, so that's why we have the limited face-to-face classes mandated by the Commission on Higher Education, which will start this coming September, that we have to prepare the university. So there is a setup, no? We have to modify the setup of the classrooms. So we have to ready the classrooms, no? Observing physical distancing or social distancing, all the disinfectant and all the things that we need to do for disinfection has to be present. Washing hands, putting alcohol, etc., etc., and then wearing of protective equipment. Okay, so that we can still manage to teach the students the practical skills. So the students will come, not all together will come, but there is a schedule for them to come and practice in the laboratory. And then the next schedule will have the next batch, and so on and so forth, until all of the students were able to practice in the skills laboratory. Now for the hospital, no, we have already an agreement with our base hospital that they will accept students only, but limited number of students, so that they can also observe and do the competencies that they need to master per year level. And the clinical instructors will come with them, but we also have to observe physical distancing. We have to wear the protective equipment, paraphernalia. Okay, and then they have to be screened with the rapid antigen or the RT-PCR test for COVID before they can come to the university to practice their skills and to the hospitals. So the students now, we are requiring them to receive their vaccination before they come. Okay, even the faculty members. But we still have to follow the directives from the IATF, from the task force, to follow all for social distancing, the important points, no, for us to observe social distancing. So we will have a trial pilot test of this limited face-to-face classes by first semester, this coming September. And we have already prepared the university, the setup of the classroom for the skills laboratory practice of our students. So in case that the students will be tested for positive COVID-19, then this student has to stop and they have to be brought to the quarantine facilities. So I think you can also try that, no? I don't know, but the government has already realized the importance of health science courses. They have to come back to do the face-to-face classes because of this very important competency training of our students. We cannot afford to graduate them without them knowing the competencies that they need to master in the skills laboratory, and they also need to practice in our hospital-based where they can practice with the real situation, the real patients. Thank you for that question.
Okay. Okay, I think what you said, the same method we applied. That means it is still allowed. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Maria. Moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Julfikar, for your question, and thank you, Ms. Elizabeth, for your answer. There's another question. There's so many questions in the chat room Zoom. Maybe another one for who is the ration first. I can see it. Okay, I want to read the question from chat room Zoom. This is for the question for both of the speakers. What are the steps to ensure social distancing is always maintained to prevent spreading COVID-19 if a region decides not to do a lockdown? Please to Dr. Maitreya first, maybe.
Okay, thank you very much, Nurse Effie. I will try to answer the questions about the tips. This is about health protocol. So we should know first our health protocol should be done all of the protocols. So all of use mask, keep in distance, wash hands. So we should do everything, not only social distance, not only using mask, or not only washing hands. So all of the things we should do. This is increase the percentage to prevent COVID-19 transmission. So if we are not in lockdown, so we should use the health protocol well. Use mask well, closing our nose and mouth, and then use double mask, and also use a good clothes of we use the cloth mask. So inside is using medical mask, and then the outside is clothing mask. And then always keep in distance, and then always wash hands with water and soap or hand sanitizer. So we can bring hand sanitizer, portable hand sanitizer everywhere we go. So we can always wash our hands after touching some public things. Maybe that's from me. That is for our situation right now. Maybe that is Nurse Effie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Maitreya. Maybe Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah. So you know the problem with some people is they don't follow the protocols, the physical distancing, the wearing of masks and the face shield. They don't wash their hands, especially those in the far-flung areas or in the barangay area here in our place. So what the task force is doing is that they have to mobilize the barangay officials and make sure that they have to remind the people of all community to follow strictly the protocols, the guidelines of social distancing, washing of hands, wearing of masks and face shield. Because there are many people who are hard-headed, they are stubborn, they don't follow. That's why there is a increasing number of infectious cases. And then some people, they don't, even if gathering of occasions are not being allowed, they do not follow the guidelines. That's why the infection continues to rise. So therefore, I think we have, in the government, has to be very strict in the implementation of these protocols so that we can solve the increasing number of cases in our countries.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. This question maybe is continuing for from Gina. How we build self-awareness about the COVID-19 protocol, because not many people obey about protocol, health protocol. How to build self-awareness about the COVID-19 protocols is from Health Poltekkes Banjarmasin, Health Polytechnic from Banjarmasin. Hello, Miss. Hello. Is my voice is clear?
Yes, Nurse Effie.
Okay. How to build self-awareness about the COVID-19 protocol, especially the student very difficult to obey the health protocol. Maybe how about Dr. Maitreya?
Okay, thank you, Nurse Effie. About self-awareness, we ever did a survey. Some of the participants consist of many stage of age, and the result was many disability groups come from younger stage of especially in students. So younger groups, many of them disabled about health protocol. So in our campus, we have an online educator program. So we train the students, we give a good information about COVID-19, and then we ask them to give education online about COVID-19 to their friends, to their family, using social media, and also other way to give a good information. We also ask them as the role model, as the educator, to be a role model in campus. They should use mask, proper mask, and then they should wash hand before going to the class, and then after exit from the class. So the role model should do the health protocol first, and then everybody can see them, and then information in social media. We also give many information so many people can see and can write and also learn from social media. And that training, we do the training many times. So almost all of the study program in Faculty of Medicine also being trained about the online educator of COVID-19. And also we do the same way to the education faculty. We train all of the students. We train a counselor also in education faculty to be an online educator. And then after vaccination time, we ask them to promote the vaccination, giving information to the community, and also give a good capture good pic of them, and then upload a social media with vaccination tag or about health protocol tag. So everybody can see and can learn from the information. Maybe the Nurse Effie, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Maitreya. maybe this is interesting discussion, but I have yeah, I just have 3 minutes again, minutes more. I will read the question from Ketut Suardana. Hello, Mr. Ketut Suardana
Hi.
from Poltekkes Denpasar. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you for your attending this seminar. The question is for Dr. Maria Elizabeth. How to accommodate research conducted by lecturers during the COVID-19 pandemic? How to assess student skill when they study at home? Is there a specific program in the assessment? Hello,
Okay.
Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah. So what we do the online assessment of giving the examinations. This is a paper and pencil test using Google Forms. And then for the skills evaluation, we send them a pre-recorded video of the skill that they have to master. And then for the return demonstration, the student has to send a video presentation of the skills that has to be performed. And then after doing all the the demonstration, the students will come to the university for the actual face-to-face assessment. So we do the OSCE, the objective structured clinical evaluation for skills. And then we have the OSPE for the objective practical evaluation. So the students will come to the university. We will be using the limited face-to-face schedule of assessment because we cannot assess the students objectively if we do not see actually how they perform in the laboratory. So that's how we assess them. But majority of the students are being assessed online. The skills that has to be assessed by the clinical instructor, like for example, catheterization, IV insertion, they have to be done here. So we only select the skills that they need to demonstrate in the school. Okay, some skills they can demonstrate online. Okay, so that's how we do it.
Only for all the competencies.
Okay, about the research maybe.
How about the research accommodated by lecture?
Research, we lecture?
Yes.
The lecture, we do the lecture online. We do it online. Yes, yes. And then we do it synchronously and asynchronously. So we give them worksheets. So we give them an educational package so that they will have to answer. They have to read, for example, a particular chapter in the book. And then when they come back for the online class, then there are questions and quizzes that they have to undertake.
Sorry, Mr. Elizabeth, maybe Mr. Ketut means that accommodate research like by lecturers.
Yeah, we do lectures on research.
Oh.
Yeah. We have to do it online. Everything is done online.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Ms. Jordana,
Yeah, because the limitation of the times, maybe I think enough. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Suardana, for your question, and Ms. Elizabeth for your answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe this is a very interesting discussion. Maybe so many questions in the chat. Maybe so many participants want to be give the question directly to speaker, but we have the time limit for this seminar. I'm sorry for your question if I not read it. So thank you so much for Miss Elizabeth and Dr. Maitria for your discussion. And ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the seminar. Before I close the session, I would like to take the conclusion from the speakers. The first speaker says that all of the civitas academica must be adapted with this pandemic situation. We have to adapt with online, but both synchronous or asynchronous, maybe with digital devices. And the second speaker says to facilitate alert campus, we have to policy facilities and the new lifestyle. Thank you so much for the presentation of the speakers. I would like to thank to the speaker for the amazing presentation and also for the active participant for the active participation. I'll give back to the Master of Ceremony, Ms. Emil Dasari and Mr. Bagus. Keep spirit, stay safe, and stay healthy. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you, Miss Effie, for a wonderful moderator today.
Once again, give a round of applause to the moderator and our wonderful speaker. Thank you, Mrs. Epi Marlinda. And thank you very much, Dr. Maria Elizabeth Coronel Bawa from Philippines and Dr. Metria Sahadatina Nor from Indonesia for the incredible speech. Please remain on your screen as we are about to hand over the certificate as an appreciation for having the time with us all here. The birth certificate for Dr. Maria Elizabeth Coronel Bawa. And the next certificate for Dr. Metria Sahadatina Nor. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Maria and Dr. Metria.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in the next time. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a break in a few minutes. Please enjoy the video.
Hi, I'm Anita Maulidiasari and this is Nadia Shiva Andini. We are from Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin.
People. As a result, hospitals struggling to keep up with the caseload. Portugal now closing its borders.
Corona, all over again. Like there's no end to this. Nadia, what's been long past? It's so boring staying home, and this pandemic makes it even worse. How about have a walk to nearby tourist attraction with vlogging? That's an excellent idea.
Hi guys! Welcome to our blog Anita with Nadia. Today we want going Norby tourist attraction. But before we go out, don't forget to wear your mask and obtain hand sanitizer to it to your hands to keep the corona away. See you at the location, guys. Hello guys, we are in Lake Seram. It's wonderful. Okay guys, let's come with us. Let's go.
Seran Lake, a lake location in Banjarbaru, which has natural beauty, so that many tourists travel to Seran Lake.
The floating market or pasar terapung is the hallmark of Banjarmasin, which is well known for its unique selling on boats and coming along the river located in Banjarmasin.
Nadia,
Yeah?
let's wash our hands first.
Okay, let's do that.
Remember to always wash your hand correctly to prevent the spread of the germs and virus to others through your hands.
Nadia, come here. Why? Because the more we interact and meet people, the possibility of being infected by coronavirus is getting higher. So we have to avoid the crowd as much as we can. Really? Okay, thank you for reminders.
If you have extra masks, remember to over-dimension them to those who don't wear one.
A place to sell souvenirs from South Kalimantan, which is located in Banjarbaru and has a variety of crafts, food, and others, which feel incomplete if you don't visit there.
Hi guys, we are in Soto Bang Ahmad in Banjarmasin.
We are going to eat now.
Happy lunch! It's delicious! You are right, this place is a very famous in Banjarmasin. Ah, sign is pandemic, don't leave your house if it's unnecessary.
If you go to a tourist place, don't forget to obey the health protocols and don't forget 5M. Wear a mask, raise your hands, keep a distance, stay away from the crowd, restrict mobility.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally we get to the last agendas in this seminar, that is closing. Let's close this seminar by saying Hamdallah. As the master of ceremony, we say thanks to all speakers that gave a wonderful speech and enlightenment to all of us. The Director of Health Polytechnic Banjarmasin, Dr. Sugianto, for the keynote speech from the PPSDM, the committee that worked hard to make sure this event goes well, and the audience entirely for participating in this Kayuh Baimbai Conquer COVID-19 Globally First International Seminar 2021, all about COVID-19 issues in Asian countries.
What we had conducted in this seminar will be useful for us in the future and lead us to the better knowledge about the topic. All participants who fill the attendance form and answer the seminar evaluation will be given a certificate. Your seminar certificate will be informed by your email in the next few days. Ladies and gentlemen, we as the master ceremony may conduct mistake in this event. We say sorry for all what happened in this seminar, and we're closing this event. We want to thank you to all speakers and all participants from Thailand
and from Taiwan,
Vietnam,
Germany,
Georgia,
Mongolia,
Sri Lanka,
Philippines,
and the last from Indonesia.
Thank you for participating in this first seminar, first international seminar 2021, all about COVID-19 issues in Asian countries.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Zhao Hao.
Magandang hapon, makita tayo.
Good afternoon.
See you in the next event.
Thank you. Good afternoon all.
Thank you. From Poltekkes Sorong.
Sebagai vokalis.
Congratulations for Poltekkes Banjarmasin.
Thank you, Mr. Welcome to.
Yeah, have been
Welcome to another
proud
seminar.
successfully the first international seminar. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kami dari
The Dentas Band
Poltekkes Kemenkes Banjarmasin. Tanah airku tidak lupakan, kan terkenang selama hidupku. Biarpun saya pergi jauh, tidak akan hilang dari kalbu. Tanahku yang ku cintai, engkau ku hargai. Walaupun banyak negeri ku jalani, yang masyhur Baimbai dikata orang, tetapi kampung dan rumahku di sanalah ku merasa senang. Tanahku tak lupakan, engkau ku banggakan. Walaupun banyak negeri ku jalani, yang
Mudah-mudahan bisa
Oke, izin live ya.
Thank you, Ketut.
Yes, selamat Pak Haji. Terima kasih.
Untuk teman-teman di balik.
Ya. Terima kasih Pak Samsul ya. Saya live ya. Ya.
Sukses Pak Samsul. Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Terima kasih Bu Epi.
Terima kasih panitia, sukses dari Kaltim Pak, Poltekkes Kaltim.
Udah sampai di sini, thank you.
Jadi kita bubar. Terima kasih Pak Corona. We still live on YouTube.